that you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Hello there, welcome to the Flushing Bloke podcast. I'm Siobhan. Some people might call it a one-night stand, but we can call it paradise. Let's meet the plucky girl assistants. Well, the Erato down there, on the bottom right-hand corner.
Whoopsie.
Okay, so there, right
We're
there.
currently struggling with a new filming situation, so we're working on it.
Right there is your actual Dr. Sinister. Hello.
Hi, I'm Dr. Frank Bowers.
Right down there, and we do have to ask the weekly question. That's the Brian. Brian, are you still American?
Let me see. Haggis, Pish Posh, Blimey, Bollocks. Yeah, no, still American.
Yeah. It's a sad thing, but you know, there we go. And then, finally, basically, that we've got the person who's got an internal wife called Pat, and he can self-reproduce during the summer months. It's the area known as Spanky.
But her name is Heather.
So,
And we refuse
You
to
what, you
reproduce.
still have an
We made that
internal
mistake
wife?
Once. Yeah, just horrifying. So, we know better now, but mistakes were made. That's all I can say.
yeah, quite. Talking of mistakes were made. Last
I posted
night,
that in general.
and there's Erato again. The Tithonian Beast. Have you thought of sticky tape, Spanks?
Duct tape.
I have thought
Duct
about
tape
all
on the
kinds of
back.
things. This is the laptop, and I don't have everything set aside, so it's gonna be moved around and flippy flop and crap like that. Because
If there's a position
There's-
you'd like Spanky to put the camera in this evening, please don't hesitate to ask in chat.
yeah, if you guys want gratuitous crotch shots, please just say so. No problem.
It's funny you should say
Everybody,
that.
get
Very
the crotch
funny.
shots out now, because
Everybody
pretty soon
wonders
they're going
what
on
my
the
desk
OnlyFans,
looks
so
like. This is it.
There you go.
Right, okay, well, there's a thing. So anyway, last night was the inaugural broadcast of the Aunties Retro streaming experience. Shut your face, Brian.
Fine. I'm fine. It's fine. Look, this is fine. This is all great.
Is it
I'm
good?
just glad that you're enjoying Resident Alien.
Yeah. Last night, I watched Resident Alien. Who knew?
job.
I also watched Out of the Unknown.
The comic book's much better, but
We,
it's a good show.
how do I put this? We'd been role-playing, and obviously we were on Discord here, and at the end of it, I shut Discord down, fired a little X in the box, like you're supposed to do. That doesn't actually shut down Discord.
Oh,
It just minimizes it to the tray. And if you're in a chat room with your video camera on, that still happens. As a result, Brian, Retta, hello Retta, and Jess ended up watching 3 episodes of Resident Alien with me. I have a big television and a nice sound system, so they didn't
You
have
need
too
to
much
adjust the camera just a little bit more. We can only see part of the screen. Audio was fantastic, though. I have to tell you that.
That could have gone so very wrong if I was the wrong sort of person. As it is, when I didn't know, and sorry,
On not one but 2 occasions, that has happened when I was in the chat room with someone and they minimized it and began masturbating.
oh,
Yeah, it was awesome.
dear me.
Did you watch to the end?
No, just about halfway.
Wasn't a Mr. Grantham by any chance, Leslie? No.
No.
So, yes. Now, This could have gone very wrong, and I need... Brian, you've got a choice. You can either be very cruel to me, or you can be kind. All right?
In the
Because
right mood.
I didn't know until after
That's a
I
done
turned
deal.
everything off. Which meant there was a few seconds period of me walking towards
Naked perhaps?
the computer topless. Please tell me you
Maybe,
didn't
maybe.
see that.
Uh-oh. Spin cycle. Oh, no, we're good.
Be
I'm
kind.
going to say that the pictures are tasteful. They've been relinquished to the appropriate OnlyFans site for future historians to download.
Public
This is how
input
you
has
make money.
been positive overall. Right.
This
Yeah.
is how the show makes money.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, hang on a second. We make money.
Well,
As
Yeah.
no one's actually
Yeah.
told me about this before.
your cat's
Thank
ass
you,
makes
Retta.
money. The
Thank you,
cat
Retta.
gets the money, I guess, for ass
We
waxing or
have
something.
a fund set up for Chestnut.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I had no idea. Like I say, if I was a different sort of person, anything could have happened. But I'm just incredibly
You
dull
mean
and
like a
boring.
slip up where one significant other comes into the screen sans pants while we're
Yes, I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
mean that.
Yeah.
Just whereas as luck would have it, I was clicked off the actual Discord screen.
Yeah, Eddie and I slowly ripped out our eyes.
Didn't get to see it. Anyway, let's find out how people's weeks have been. We shall start off, because he apparently seems to like talking tonight. It's Brian.
Oh,
How's
sure.
your week been?
This week has been stressful, which is now passing, and I'm hoping to get back to normal stress.
Just normal stress levels.
Normal stress,
Normal
you
stress,
know. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Spanky, how was your week? Tell the boys and girls where you ended up last weekend.
Ended up in the emergency room because I pinched a nerve, sort of, in my back a little bit. Luckily,
you
not
use
a real
swinging chair?
bad one. I was actually like moving a couple of toolboxes, and I was twisting, and my knee gave out. And when I started falling, I tried to like twist and put it off real quick somewhere where it wouldn't do any damage if I dropped it. Instead, I kind of ended up landing with it on me, and so. But I can get my arm like above my shoulder now. So a week later, so
And you
that's
couldn't do before. It's a
Happy.
miracle.
I couldn't like get it that far up, and that was it. I was like,
Yeah. Right then, so
So-
Dr. Sinister, just there, look. He's always scowling. Hello.
Hello, I'm Dr. Frank Bowers.
No, I'm
Dr.
Dr.
Bowers.
Frank Bowers. I think you'll find.
I'm Joanna Lumley.
Yeah, how's your week been, Sin? You had a very
Wow.
nice breakfast in the evening. I passed your
Yeah.
compliments on. They haven't changed their sausages.
I thought they had. They've changed the bread anyway.
It was nice bread. It was very nice bread. But yeah, how's the week been? How's work? Everything?
Works all right.
Yeah, family okay? Without detailing?
Mm.
Good, good. So that's better than normal. Right then.
You ask Brian.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed that bit.
I want you to look.
I
at
know I
this.
didn't.
Don't
No, I
bother
didn't. You
reading
said-
it. Don't
That's
bother
right, I
reading it.
didn't.
Just see
Normal
that.
stress levels instead of the super stress levels.
Don't bother reading this because I'm going to go through it. But
Is
I
that
want you to
the-
know
the script you got?
I have actually made a list of things
Oh dear.
because so much happened to me this week.
Should we put on the rant?
No rant stuff. We're all right. We
That's
don't have
the
a rant
third
jingle yet.
sign
do
of the
we?
apocalypse, right?
Yes, I'm afraid so. I
Okay.
never make lists. I try and do it by
Just
memory.
after
which is why I
Cheeto
never
Jesus
do it.
arriving, Auntie makes a list. Gotcha. Okay.
Cheeto Jesus. Do you mean Buddy Christ?
That would be number 45.
Okay.
We shall not name. Right.
Right.
He
Padgate.
shall not be named.
Is there any relation to Touchdown Jesus?
Not quite.
Okay.
You have
Not
so
as
many
friendly as
America.
Buddy Jesus either.
They have so many Jesuses in America, and they're all white.
Jesus.
They're all
no,
white and
no, 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 no,
lightning,
no.
and they all
Cheeto
carry
Jesus.
an AR-15.
Cheeto Jesus is orange. He's yam colored. Okay.
So was one of your
Yams.
presidents,
Yams.
but you know,
He was a
make him
president.
Jesus.
That's
He
correct.
was. He
was the
does
president.
think he's a.
He
I
was the
actually
president,
prefer to
no
call
longer
him
is.
Cheeto Hitler, but
Cheeto Hitler,
know.
yeah. Cheeto
Chitler.
Pol Pot, right?
Chitler.
There you go. I like that. Chitler.
Genius. Padgate
Change
sent
approved.
the iPad back last week. It
Aha.
should, with luck. The replacement should be with me tomorrow. I'm now waiting for it to arrive to open it up to see that's exactly the same
Yay.
one. And they haven't fixed it up. We'll see.
Did you mark it with Dollar ink?
I'm sorry. No, I was thinking about doing something like that, and then I couldn't be bothered. Adam said to me I should have made a note of the serial number, but it's so fucking tiny on those things. I can't
Take
read
a
it.
photo of it.
That's what your
Take a
phone is
photo of
for.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just click.
Yeah,
and
all right.
done.
Adam said that to me as well. Okay, Garden Gate. The Garden Gate saga.
For Auntie, feel this. The kanji for wa. That means peace or harmony.
Okay.
That's where I had all my drugs.
Oh, he's got a thingy. Look, it's a thingy. Right. Garden Gate.
Mr. Meeseeks.
He's
You've got a
just
Mr.
a-
Meeseeks?
he's a bendy man.
Okay. It looks like a Mr. Meeseeks from, what's it called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick and
you know what I'm
Morty.
talking about. Yeah, Rick and Morty.
That doesn't look like
brain
Mr.
farted on me.
Meeseeks. This looks
does.
like Mr. Meeseeks.
Oh
Look
my
at
God, it
him!
is.
Oh,
Mr.
dear
Meeseeks.
God.
That is the best Mr. Meeseeks plushie I've seen thus far.
What did you ask Mr. Meeseeks for that he's still around?
Please stay with me. I need a friend.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I do have something I could ask Mr. Meeseeks, but I'm not going into it here. Right, so Garden Gate. Do you remember last Sunday I got a little bit heavy and serious on the Guinness Trust?
You made threats.
Yes, I did.
I don't remember, but
That's all right, love.
Please
We don't
continue.
expect you to. He's special. But, yeah. And last week, I've had a couple of phone calls. So, it looks like this week coming, I'm going to get a phone call telling me the following week when they're coming out to remove the fucking tree.
Uh-huh.
So
We're
there's
saving
a chance it'll be done within a fortnight. Then, apparently, yeah, I'm with you, Brian. Then, apparently, it's down to the council, our local council, to build the platform. There's a bit of toing and froing about that. Neither of them really wants to. I mean, the council is prepared to put the money up. Why can't they just get the people in to do it? But we'll see how that goes. But currently, it's a step forward. So let's just wait and think. Retta's said it right there, so nothing is going to happen. Yeah. Took Trixie to the vet yesterday. Nothing wrong. Just a checkup. Had her inoculations. She's lost a bit of weight, which I'm a little concerned about, but the vet says, no, it's a good weight for her. It's me. So I can't...
Was she shit exploding in the halls or anything?
No, love, she's not Ace.
No, that was my dog.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The diarrhea
Yeah.
on carpet.
Yeah. It's a bad thing. Okay, so that's that one. Tomorrow night, I'm back in the saddle as Hartnell.
Ooh.
Just to teach the new boy that I haven't vanished. It's just a little piece I saw on Twitter, and I thought it's a Two Doctors piece, and I thought to myself, well, wouldn't it be nice just to do it? This guy's quite pleased about his one-page thing. 1 page. Why don't I and somebody else, Jenny Shirt actually, just record it for him as a treat? So we're doing that, which is good. Hang on a second. Yes, this is more in the news category, so we'll move on to that in a moment. First of all, there is a story you have forgotten, Brian, and indeed, so no, Sinister knows about it now. due to his breakfast. But no one's asked me what happened with the racist.
No, I figured you trounced him thoroughly, and you said that I had to put my baseball bat away.
You did have to put your baseball bat away, because
Yeah.
I'm not very proud of my actions. I'm going to be honest with you.
We are.
I'm not. There's got to be a better way.
There should have been another way.
I know. Basically, I'm at a local cafe.
Lasers work well too.
A bloke just comes out of the cafe and plonks right next to me. It's a little individual table. There's loads of other tables he could have sat by, but no. He plonked himself right next to me without any permission. Not, do you mind? It's a case of... I went very British there, and I won't say anything. And he turns around, and then he starts giving me his views on the world, which I hadn't exactly asked for. Doctors, for example, don't deserve the money they've got. The NHS, it's a rip-off. By which time I'd already asked him, do you vote Tory by any chance? And where did you get your information from? Oh, Talk TV and YouTube.
Wait, the only way you can make this more American is if they drove the shittiest pickup truck on the face of the earth with an American flag and a Donald Trump flag.
Oh, what about a Confederate flag?
Or a Confederate flag, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a red baseball cap on?
No, which is a shame, considering what happened to him.
They have a different thing in MAGA world is different in Europe, right? I know it's different in Australia because they don't have Fox there. It's Sky News or something.
It's still owned by Murdoch.
Yes, it's all Murdoch, right?
It's all Murdoch.
Although he and Trump appear to have had a falling out. We can talk about that later.
All right. So then he started explaining to me what was wrong with the economy. It wasn't Brexit. It wasn't Ukraine. It wasn't, the fact that globally this is happening. I want to know, well, where the fuck's all that money going to? If it's going globally, surely by definition it has to go somewhere outside the globe. Apparently, it's because of our furlough scheme during the pandemic. Now, our furlough scheme saved a hell of a lot of people from poverty. However, he said they shouldn't
crash an entire planetary economy, of course.
And apparently what should have happened is they should have been put on a benefit called Universal Credit, which is a benefit that people go on when they have to go and use food banks because they can't afford to live on Universal Credit. I was slowly building. Remember, this is Monday, the second hottest day of the year. And I don't have a temper. I don't, and I like it.
That's why you have us.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
You got me.
However, I am due an injection of something, and I think that's part of it, and part of it was the heat. Because then he started on about it being all the Pakistanis' fault.
Oh, dear.
And that's when I broke. I basically said to him, look, you didn't ask permission to sit here. Will you please just go away? No, I'm going to stay here and sit here. Look, go away, or you're going to get a glass of water over your face. No, I'm going to stay here. Go away, please. No, kasploosh. Not proud
You gave
of
him
that.
warning. You said 3 times.
Not
It's on
proud
him,
of that. Now, the traditional drink for this activity is the milkshake.
Well, no, wait. So we have to clear this up for our international audience.
Yes, please.
So that everyone understands, the glass of water in the face is the British equivalent, if you were in America, of shooting someone in the face. So Auntie basically committed a mass shooting event, but with a glass of water. Okay, there you go.
All right.
Please continue. Right.
This is why our mass shooting events are just so wet compared to yours.
Basically.
Right, so I didn't use a milkshake. It cost me £3.20.
I would have kept the milkshake too then.
Yeah, unfortunately, on the return journey from splooshing the water, I hit my milkshake and knocked it all over the floor.
See, you should have used the milkshake then.
I know.
Dramatic effect.
Wait. When the milkshake hit the floor, did the boys return to the yard?
Ooh, now that's a very important question. Did your milkshake bring the boys to the yard?
Oh. I don't
My
think
milkshake
so.
brings
My
forth-
milkshake would probably never would probably get them running.
The boys did not return to the yard.
No.
Okay, just
I mean,
checking.
some people were actually
have to
rather.
make sure of this.
He got a bit annoyed then,
If I'd have been there, I'd have gone to the yard for you if you
and
dropped your milkshake.
he said he was going to call the police, which started me laughing, thankfully, because yes, what have I done? I've tipped a glass of cold water in the face of somebody on the then hottest day of the year. Whereas
He
he'd been
should be
coming out of
thanking
hate
you for
speech.
that.
Well, quite. In the end, he moved, and then other people started to gather round, and they went and got me something to clean up the milkshake. And
See, every once in a while, it's okay to urinate on them as well.
what really bugs me is I lost my
That's
temper.
what I do. Just saying.
Yeah,
Of
but
course.
Trump knows that.
Remember, when you pee on
Yeah,
them,
but
that
most of
means
his
they're
followers
yours.
One at a time.
don't believe in that. So
Well,
So-
that is the video. It's a golden shower video. Putin on Trump.
Yep.
Yeah, in the
That's the
hotel
one.
in Moscow.
Can we move away from that, please?
Okay, sorry. Yeah,
Thank
Yes.
you. Flashing blade.
course.
Yes. So,
it's on the dark web.
www.
I hate them so much. It's just a deep
The other
genetic
alternative
hatred.
is perhaps pour, I don't know,
Lava.
lighter fluid on them.
Quite. Yes. And then, would you like a light?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's
Here.
polite,
You gotta be-
it's politeness.
You gotta be
Would you
quick,
like a
though.
light? Start flicking a bic at them, and
That stuff evaporates really quickly.
yeah,
Yeah, so you have to light them up fast, right?
I reckon I know how you know that. I reckon that's a model shot. And you thought, I'll set it on fire, and it evaporated really quickly. Am I correct, sir?
No comment.
let me put it this way: this glue is flammable.
You can say flambast there for a moment. Then,
I'm just
means
saying the
also the
top
kind you
comes
can
off
snort
very easily.
any Blackadder fans out there, if you'd like to send me a pair of white underpants, I can get out of this war. Dr. Sinister brought me 2 pencils from his holidays. On this one, it says
White
it's
underpants and
upside down. I am not a number. So I've no idea where that's from. But it does have a rubber up at the top.
That's from Port Merion, you
I
fool.
know
A
it is, you
rubber.
silly bugger.
The other one doesn't say
That's an
my
eraser.
dictator went on vacation and all I got were these stupid pencils.
Yeah, something like that.
That's what it should say, right?
And the other one is from the Doctor Who Worlds of Wonder exposition in Liverpool, which I believe is moving
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. But then, we're heading on to news now. The Doctor Who thing.
Okay.
You know, the one that was up in London, got flooded a couple of times. Time Fracture. Got there. That's moving up north as well. Which hopefully should make life a bit easier for them because it should be a bit cheaper rather than doing it in bloody Oxford Street. So that's good stuff. The heat. Hottest day.
Oxford Street is not what it was. It's now full of American candy stores, all of which are linked, all of which sell fake candy, all of which are fronts for money laundering organisations, many of which have this week been raided by the police.
So I should get my candy store out of Oxford Street, is what
Current
you're saying.
affairs. You
Yes.
don't get that on other podcasts.
Noted.
Oh, no.
Noted. We'll take care of that in a minute.
It was the hottest day ever in the UK this week.
Tuesday. No, yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. I thought Monday was bad. Shut up, Retta. Bad girl. Naughty girl. In your bed. Yeah, unfortunately, it's triggered my disease. The 2 really hot days. So I'm teetering on am I going to go down to how I was back in 2020, if you remember that, Brian? Or am I going to come out okay again? So we're not sure yet. Righty-ho. Have a marathon. Okay, next bit of news. This is ridiculous. Now, this is rumour rather than actual news. I can't believe I've got a list. Disney. There's rumours going around that Disney want to stream Doctor Who. Which I think is a great platform for it. You know? And perfect. It's there with Marvel. It's there with Star Wars. Have Doctor Who as well. It doesn't necessarily mean Disney are going to be involved in the making of anything. You know? But people are, oh my God, no, Disney are going to ruin it and everything else like that.
No, they're not.
It's
They would
just
just
a
put it on
rumour.
their network, right? Yeah.
And
it's
quite
just on the
frankly,
air.
I did like the tweet that basically said, this is Disney. So then, we'd like all of Doctor Who, please, the BBC. All? Yes, that's right, all. What about the missing episodes? Oh, here's tons of money. Go away and animate them. With Disney animation. So, I don't know. It's a rumour. If it is just a streaming service on Disney, I think that's a great idea. It's a
Well,
great
I'm
place
still
for it.
I'm still envisioning Pixar recreating Troughton in.
I'm actually thinking Pixar would do a great job with
I think it would be
with
fantastic.
David Tennant's Doctor. He's got the face. And
Oh
the
yeah.
actions.
Oh yeah.
I think they'd be pretty good with that.
I think it would be fantastic.
Now then, we're down to the last two fascists in the. Oh,
Hang on.
Yes.
There's a comment in chat that Disney are going to be streaming the Orville. That's how I watch it now.
Yes.
Well, we watch it on Hulu.
I watch it on Disney.
I have to admit, the last episode
Disney
that
is
I
part
saw,
owner of Hulu.
Yeah.
Oh,
Disney
okay.
does own a chunk of Hulu, right?
I think it owns 51%.
the last episode I saw of the Orville.
Was
had
Thursday.
No, I haven't caught up
Yeah.
on that one yet.
It made
No,
you
that's
cry.
the one that they had the Dolly Parton episode.
That's the episode. Yes, that's the
Yes.
one. The Dolly Parton
Yeah.
episode had me in tears. They haven't been afraid to tackle the issue of trans rights on the Orville.
They haven't been afraid of anything.
No. And this week, they did not hold back. They really didn't hold back. I get the feeling.
My only concern is I'm waiting for the episode where they address Kelly as an alcoholic.
Is she?
Commander Grayson.
Is she
And
an
he's-
alcoholic?
You see her when she's not on the bridge. She has
has
a
a drinking.
glass of wine.
Yeah, you're
Yep.
right. You are right. That's interesting. Okay. And anyway, yes. We're down to the last two fascists in the Tory leadership contest over here. We're screwed either way, quite frankly. So therefore I want Liz Truss, because it'll be funnier. And it'll give Labour an even easier chance to, you know. However, and it does look like the Tory membership will vote for her because Richie Sunak is brown. However,
Yeah.
one of the people who got kicked out, the last person to get kicked out of the race, was a woman called Penny Mordaunt, who was a Royal Naval reservist, and because she ended up as Defence Secretary, they gave her an honorary promotion to, I think, captain or something, or commander. Suddenly, there's a picture of her in uniform with medals. Did you earn those, Miss Mordaunt? Why were your people turning around and saying she fought for our country when she did fuck all like that?
It's Arnold Rimmer. 5 years long service.
Yes.
10 years long service.
Yes.
15 years long service.
Bronze swimming certificate.
When does she get the H on her forehead?
Oh, she's a
Yeah,
bonehead
right.
already. However, there was a very disturbing news article about her.
She's the British equivalent of Elise Stefanik, right?
If I knew who that was.
Probably.
Right. So there was a very interesting news article about her. She'd bumped into, I think it was Tom Baker? Somebody like that.
Yeah,
And
he
got
signed.
them, he got them to, she got them to sign her copy of Talons of Weng Chiang.
Which
Hang on.
she can't.
I'll get there. I'll get there. Yes, it's a bit of a problematic story. We've covered that in the past. There's the extreme worry and fear and sheer horror, quite frankly, that there's yet another right winger who likes Doctor Who. In other words, doesn't take the message properly and it's completely. But what really cracks me up, and it's not my joke. I wish I could remember the name of the guy who came up with this joke, but it's like, oh, it was a corker. Trust her to choose the story with the faulty cabinet. That is a corker of a joke.
I was going to say, did we ever find out what happened to the pig brain that was cloned and stuck in with some electronics? I mean, that could very well have become Boris.
Doesn't he turn up in a novel somewhere?
Yeah. I can't remember the name. The Shadow of Weng Chiang, but it's set.
Yeah.
I think it's set before. It's during the Keter Times season. What was I going to say to you?
Where were these people when we needed experimental animals to shoot into space for our space program, right? Like,
what worries me is the two Tory candidates are the continuity candidates from Boris Johnson.
She can't spell talons.
Been a bit of a busy week, folks. I had to make a list.
Don't forget, August 1st is World Spider-Man Day.
I was unaware of that.
We'll have to stick to the wall.
Yeah. What are we supposed to do?
Beat up criminals, make snappy remarks, shoot webs, etc.
How many more Uncle Bens are going to have to suffer for this?
Okay.
I'm just saying, as long as they're humanely put down, I think it's okay.
We all have to eat rice. Uncle Ben's rice.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Just have some rice, you'll be okay.
Sorry, we've been anyway. Right. Has anybody else got any news? Because
Spider-Man Day.
I've been slightly overloaded with news. Anybody else got any news?
It's raining out.
Not here, unfortunately.
No, it's not, Brian.
It's 100 degrees here.
Do you want to check?
Looks like rain.
Yeah, we sent it.
No.
We'll have some in a couple of days, apparently.
Don't worry, I'll send it to you. It'll take like 5 days.
Send it back
If you
down.
wouldn't mind, I'd be grateful.
Wind's been out of the south for us for weeks, so we get nothing but rain.
Dear. So that's been an incredibly busy week. I don't think there's any actual news, proper news. I'm reading The Return of Robin Hood, Paul Mars's Puffin Doctor Who book. Very good indeed. I've also read The Fires of Pompeii, the new Target novel. Very good. And I'm halfway through Stones of Blood, which isn't that different to Terence Dix's version. If I'm honest with you, there doesn't seem to be too much more to it. So I don't know why they did that, but there we go. So there's that. GWM's come out. I got some more Marvel Hachette Press stuff coming out. I will get back to reviewing them on here.
I got news.
Yes, we need news. Yes.
If you are building the Eagle Moss Enterprise 1701D, you are royally fucked.
Yes, you are. Do tell them why.
Yes, they are.
Because Eagle Moss has requested to go into administration, which means if you're building the DeLorean, the Ecto-1, the Enterprise D, if you're collecting Star Trek spaceships, if you're collecting Doctor Who figures, that's it, folks.
The thing is, some of them are part works, and people have spent hundreds of pounds or dollars on getting these things.
Administration is the British version of bankruptcy, if I recall.
It is, yeah. Basically, you call in the administrators, an official administrator takes over. Their job, their one and only job, is to pay back the debtors, however possible. They have
the company, right?
If the company ends up still running afterwards, okay, whatever. But that's not their priority.
Right.
It's
one of my favorite Transformer reviews channels on Facebook. They're building a 1701D.
Yeah.
From that part work.
Yeah.
Or are they doing their own thing?
It's an Eagle Moss 17.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
XL USS Enterprise NCC 1701.
I think they've got up to part 78 of 120, and there are some people who haven't had a delivery for 3 months.
Yeah.
But they're taking the money every month, though.
Of course they have.
Yeah.
Apparently, the videos I watched say that although the people are very nice, the customer service is shocking. And a lot of people, when it comes to the little Star Trek ships, have gone on to buying from Amazon, which makes Eagle Moss even less money because they're not buying direct. Obviously, if you sell to Amazon, you've got to take a hit because they need, they can buy in bulk. They've got the leverage, and so basically, people have suspected this has been known about for some time. They've been quite happily bringing out new products and taking your cash.
I'm very pleased.
So for Chad,
I mean, I'm both very pleased and not very happy because I'm very pleased that there's no Doctor Who thing like that people could have been caught on. The other side,
there's no part work, but they've been doing the little.
They've been doing the little models, but nobody is going to be left hanging. Essentially, is what I mean. But I do feel very sorry for some of the fans that worked on those models because they were dedicated. Gav Rymel, for example, doing his CGI constructions just to show them what they need to do.
They're not getting paid now.
I'm presuming that as well. Yes. Yeah. So that's a sad thing. Spanky, that's a really disturbing picture. And he's muted as well.
So
I was trying to click the links that Sid put up, and I'm like,
in chat, I put up a link to the playlist for this guy that's doing a Eagle Moss Star Trek review.
It's the final one, you bastards.
No, actually, the new one went up. I want to say last night.
It might be a different thing. It might be a different branch in America or something. I don't know.
Yeah, 1 day ago.
Because I obviously get the Hachette Press part work for the Marvel stories, which Brian will be inheriting.
They distribute in 15 languages across 120 countries over 5 continents. It's all the same company. So wherever you are, if you are building one of those things, I'm afraid ultimately it's going to dry up.
Actually, it's a far bigger company than I thought it was.
Oh yeah,
it was just a British thing. Anyway, I read the Hachette Press ones. I still get the review copies, and
there's even a Hachette RMS Titanic one.
And
yes,
you said what's 102? Did you say 102 for the
120
for the Enterprise? Well, Hachette Press originally it was going to be a 100 issue run. We're heading towards 300 now. Well, I can't fit in my home.
Eagle Moss started just doing magazines and books of collections of comics, like your Hachette Press thing, and they branched out into miniatures.
Thank you. There's an excellent Humble bundle. You've just reminded me. It's going to Children in Need. A shit ton of Titan comics, Doctor Who comics. That's if you pay the full whack. Obviously, with Humble Bundle, there's various tiers you can pay, and it's going to go to Children in Need.
I usually check out Bundle of Holding for old RPGs.
I've
that they decide to digitize. I found one of my holy grails on it.
Oh, that's good.
Champions 4th edition, Champions in 3D.
Hang on, I'm thinking. Where was I going with this? Oh shit. No, it's gone. I'm sorry. That's what happens. That's what happens when people interrupt me, and I don't say that nastily. It just throws me completely, and I know I'm the worst one for doing that to other people. So, don't worry.
All right.
Right. Well, we're 40 minutes in. Does anybody else have anything newsworthy?
Is it time for the weather now?
Apparently, it's incredibly hot in Texas.
Thank you for that weather update.
No problem.
All right, and now, from the worlds of BBC television's Doctor Who, it's Doctor Who. Hopefully. Let's wait and see. Right then. Dr. Basil Disco is missing. What a terrible thing. And England is just grey and miserable and, to be fair, hasn't changed much. But there's
Pretty normal, huh?
Yeah. Large statues of monks who apparently defeated the Daleks and the Silence and the Cybermen and heaven knows what else. They're humanity's saviours. They're there to guide people. You know? It's the
But
life.
have they only been there 6 months?
Time is relative.
How dare you? The monks have always been with us.
However-
You're a memory criminal.
Yeah, and that's what they're using. They're using it's essentially Saxon satellite network, you could say, but it's their own version of it to basically make people think this history is the true history. Like I say, the Doctor's vanished. Bill's not very happy, but she's a memory criminal because she does, have memories. And it hinges on that, and I have to admit, I thought that was a bit of a letdown, if I'm honest with you. So it's The Lie of the Land. I'm going to say this now. Didn't enjoy it that much at the time. Didn't enjoy it much right now. The ending was just a cop-out. I could see where they're going for it, but it's a typical Moffat thing of, if you remember it, it comes true. Who'd like to go first? Dr. Sinister, please.
Hi, I
Hello.
am Dr. Frank Bowers.
Yes, but I've already told you so am I. I'm Dr. Frank Bowers. If you watched Out of
Penny.
the Unknown, you would know what we're talking about. It was actually a good one.
Not all I'd like to say. I'd like to start out with saying that this is Stephen Moffat's greatest hits in terms of the monster of the week.
Oh, please, a list. We need a list.
Because once again, we've got an alien that has supposedly, and I know this isn't actually true, but been there since the dawn of humanity,
Yeah.
manipulating events, aka the Silence, and also, and I've said this repeatedly. Okay, having the monks around, not ideal, right? But what do they actually do that's bad?
Makes a fair point.
What do the monks actually do?
But
There
why are
several
people
There are-
so crushed underneath them?
There are several aliens under Moffat. So Prisoner Zero doesn't kill anybody.
No.
The old people with the things in their mouths don't kill anybody.
But
Right,
they were a
he's
dream.
got-
They were an hallucination.
It's irrelevant.
All right.
He's got a thing. He's got a thing about people that just go and big teeth and eyes, and the monks who just kind of go. "Ooh." And what do they do? What's so fucking bad about the monks?
Well, I'm sorry, but you've already
You
scared.
should- and it's like
yeah.
So the Silence. I think they killed one person in the lavatory that we saw in the White House. Was it in the White House or the Capitol or something
White
like
House.
Wow.
Whatever you like, Sid.
that? Right. Sorry.
Whatever you like.
Yeah. So
Let
the
Dr.
Silence-
Bowers talk.
Yes, I'm Dr. Frank Bowers.
Dr.
Right.
Bowers
So
talk, yeah.
the Silence at least kill one person, but the Doctor in his speech says, "Yes, I know they're bad and they've killed people." Fucking show, don't tell. Show the monks exterminating. Sorry, not you. Huge numbers of people. Show them doing evil shit. Not just they're bad. Why? Why are they bad? What?
Well, for rewriting planet Earth's understanding of its own history,
So,
Okay, but
and as a result, everybody seems very gloomy about it.
so
Yeah, all right, that's fair. Yeah, I'll give you
have
that.
they looked around the 21st century so
Yeah,
far?
Yeah, no.
I mean,
I'll give you that.
I'll be honest with you. I've had my taster of the 2020s, and I'd like my money back, please.
Yeah, right.
I was expecting flapper girls and speakeasies.
I wanted
This
a
is
fucking
neither.
jetpack. I'm still angry.
I'm a flapper.
But didn't they put people in concentration camps or slave labor or something weird like that?
No.
They were arresting
Not
memory
anything.
criminals.
Yeah,
you
arresting
didn't-
memory criminals, right?
you
Didn't they
didn't
kill
see
somebody
it.
when they were doing that?
One
I
at a
didn't
time.
see any of it.
They've been killing memory criminals. Okay.
Yeah, memory criminals, right? Anybody who remembers things the way they don't want, right? Blasting them.
Still.
So the
They're
American
doing that in
Republican
Russia right
Party.
now, aren't they? I mean,
Yeah, pretty
yeah,
much.
or they're Republicans, yeah, either way.
Yeah, anything like
Ultra-
that.
Hey,
Conservative.
they
Gotcha.
both wear red. Coincidence?
Once
I'm
again,
just
the
saying.
Wow.
movement destroys the world, right?
And I've got one other thing to say before I shut up, right? And that is, so all the statues get destroyed, and people think, oh, we just thought you were shooting a film. We didn't know what it was all about. Everyone seems to forget. What about the fucking square half mile of London that got flattened by a gigantic pyramid?
Like
Do
to know
you
about that,
remember?
right?
Gentrification.
Do you remember the Yeti in the Underground or
Gentrification.
the Loch Ness Monster?
No.
Was it-
Look,
I
there's-
love
there's-
humans.
The
There's,
Loch
mon-
Ness
there's
Monster.
monsters. There's remembering
River
monsters,
creature.
and then there's explaining away the square half mile of flat ground that used to be, I don't know, Charing Cross fucking railway station or whatever it was.
They're simply going to be rebuilding. They're remodeling the
Are
the center
you
of London.
saying that possibly the script could have had another draft?
I am saying that this was a pile of shit.
Oh, you can say that. Yes, it's there. It's there. It's out there, folks. You can take it or leave it. Oh dear. I'm not really going to argue, which is a bit annoying. Spanks or Brian, who'd like to go next?
I'll go
please?
next.
All right.
Oh,
okay.
I wanted to echo you there, Dr. Sister, because
I'm
I was
Dr.
disappointed.
Frank
I'm sorry,
Bowers.
Dr. Bauer. Fuck you guys. I'm Dr. Bauer. Screw you all. Now,
I am Dr. Frank Bowers. Thank you very much.
I guess I'll be Dr. Sinister then.
It's
Okay.
your own fault
So-
for not doing the homework, Brian.
Anyway, I was.
The
I was
Brian
I
doesn't
felt
care.
cheated. I felt cheated. All this build up, and they've got this program that runs a copy of the world, and blah 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 blah, and they're supposed to know everything, and all this crap, and I'm like, but they just stand around in stupid looking robes, like what?
Doing
the fuck?
nothing.
Yeah, they're just standing there. What's so sinister about that?
Well,
I
they
was
look a bit
gravely
sinister.
disappointed.
They do look a bit sinister. I mean, not like that him, but that's because he claims to be Dr. Frank
I've
Bowers.
seen meth heads
But-
scratching patches of their own skin like this big off on their back, like this, like picking it out in chunks. So I'm not like, I'd see a guy like that in the corner and be like, okay, he's on the nod. I'm going, keep going.
I did slap
know,
somebody round the head this week as well.
Oh,
Up
did
at the
you?
shops, up at the cafe.
know.
And it was a
So it's been
druggie
on
who was
his peak
fucked
of
off his head.
violence. And you slapped him in the
And
head.
he
Okay.
suddenly went
Siobhan,
walked past.
Siobhan, is it Purge Week in Crawley?
I think it must be.
Is that what it is?
And I just came close and said, I can smell leaks. And then my milkshake's on the table like this. And he just goes, whack! Luckily I knew him. But still. And then I saw him again yesterday and he was fucked up again. And I sort of said, what is it? Is it the smack? Is it spice? Apparently it's fentanyl, which is what I had to ask you about last night.
No.
'cause I
Oh,
didn't know
yeah.
what
Oh
it
yeah,
was.
fentanyl's
Like
good
morphine, right?
stuff.
Yeah, that'll tear you up, right? I don't know why the heroin guys are
Puts you
doing
right to sleep. Well,
heroin
me-
when they've got all this fentanyl laying around that they can so easily get a hold of, apparently. Why cut heroin with it when it's cheaper and screws you up just as much, right? They're both opioids, so... But no, they want to mix the two of them and kill 60,000 needle users last year. Okay, good job.
Are we talking a deep state operation?
No.
Okay.
That's your average opioid overdoses in the United States, about 90,000 a
They
year.
usually cut heroin, coke with like baby.
Baby laxative or
Baby
something like
laxative.
that. Now they use fentanyl, but
They
only
use meth a
21,000
lot.
come from-
Meth a lot gets cut
Yeah,
with baby
from like
laxative.
pill users who are opioid pills. The rest are intravenous drug users who
See,
had a
see,
fentanyl reaction.
meth is actually a very clear substance, and when they cut it with the baby laxative, it turns purple.
Not blue.
So people tend to think that the more purple it is, the more powerful the meth is. But no,
Well,
really, in
that's the
fact,
problem.
it's been cut to hell.
Yeah, that's the problem with Breaking Bad. Is they say it's like 99% pure. In which case, why is it blue?
Yes, yes,
Oh, well,
exactly.
but he used a
should be
different
clear.
chemical for it. That's why that turned blue. It wasn't white. His was blue because he used a different substrate when he made the meth. not because he didn't use the traditional method. He substituted a chemical, and it was blue because of that, not because of purity.
First of
This
all,
is the education we get in America.
First
Okay.
of all-
This is high school knowledge in America, right? So
first
teaching
of
chemistry,
all, good evening, GCHQ, and the
you
NSA,
learn
I
that when you're
suspect.
making home explosives too in
and-
7th grade.
and-
16 years old. Don't say no to drugs. Dare.
And
Don't
I've
say
no
no yet.
idea where they're
Absolute
getting
failure.
this information from, but we're finding out right now.
I really missed this stream of Spanky consciousness last week.
I'm just gonna say this right now. Congratulations to drugs for winning the war on drugs.
You're winning the war on America, right? Drugs won the war on drugs.
Nancy
That was
Reagan has lost horribly.
lost big time. Oh my God.
It's not a big thing
Yes,
anymore,
yes.
is it? It's. I don't want to talk about politics.
Can I just say
please.
this about Doctor Who this week?
Yes, please
The
do.
one bright spot in this entire episode was Pearl Mackey's monologue when she was cussing out the Doctor for pretending to be on the monk side right before she puts 3 in him.
Yeah.
I mean, that was beautiful.
I did like the bit afterwards where the doctor says, "Nathan, did you forget to change your bullets?"
You're right.
That was good. And
That could have been
and
embarrassing.
when she found out that Nardole came up with it, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna."
She hit him
He's
again.
always hitting me.
I love
That's
Nardole.
too funny.
I
I'm
wish
sure-
we'd had another season of those
Great
3.
role for that actor, right? Nardle's a good role for him.
I'm sure she was about to say the shit word, but they cut it off.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite pick up what she said, but
Said something.
Yeah,
under
I
breath.
I
think
loved
it got
her in
squashed,
this.
right? In editing, yeah, it did.
Oh, if only we had
Absolutely.
another series of those 3. Because they were just brilliant together.
Pearl
There
Mackey
wasn't
was
enough.
brilliant.
There wasn't
It's a
enough.
great trio. I loved it. Yeah.
But
They're
we
awesome.
still have stuff to go in this series, luckily. Anybody got anything else they'd like to say about this?
I'm
I
not sure
haven't, so-
Spanky had finished.
I'm
To
done.
be honest,
No, that got me. No, I was just on the same thing. I was just really disappointed. There was so much build up, and they like took the world over basically instantly. Okay, where's the punch? All right, here's the juice. I got the squeeze. Come on, where's the juice? Right? That's what I'm saying. It's
Like I say, I mean, it's a mini arc, and it just
All that
started. It
squeeze
started
nudges.
really well, and just went like
Moffat has a tendency, he tries to go for the hurt instead of the kill.
that's
when in
fair.
this, really, he missed the mark on both.
Yeah, I know. I think that's a very fair comment. I do. You're improving, Brian. Your brain's starting to work. It's all down to my influence, of course. You can't take any credit.
It's all the breaking.
You know
Bad
where that's from,
that-
Sinister. I can see you smirking there. Right. Yes, sorry. A comment in chat here. I'm hoping Siobhan was thoroughly mocked for last night. Why would I be mocked? That was a test broadcast of Auntie's retro streaming experience.
for
She
OnlyFans.
needs, I have told her that she needs to adjust the camera.
to bring the show into
We
focus.
I'm
just
just
gotta
so
get the
glad you
full
guys
TV.
didn't see me topless. That's all.
And then the nudie part later was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah. That part when
that's on the
Anybody
OnlyFans
put
page.
the
there are
acronym
stills
together
now
yet?
on the OnlyFans site.
Anybody put the acronym together for that yet?
OnlyFans?
No, acronym. Acronym.
Acronym is the
Auntie's
word, right?
retro streaming experience.
Arse.
Us.
Ours.
Ours. Yeah, but you spelled ass wrong. So
No, I didn't. I spelled it
A-S-S.
very correctly indeed.
They
An
don't. say
ass
it.
is a donkey type of creature. An arse is what you fart out of, or in certain politicians' cases, talk from.
a jackass is a donkey, and ass is what you sit on, right?
It's like fanny pack. That means something totally different over here.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I bet it does. As a matter of fact, thinking about that. Yeah. Used to
How
mean something
can you
different over here
take
until they
such a
came out with the
beautiful
stupid
language?
pouches.
The language of Shakespeare, the language of Chaucer, the language of Wordsworth, and do
Thank
that
you.
to it!
Thank you.
And now
Over
we're
here-
down to fanny pack.
Over here, your fanny is not your bottom; it is a lady's part.
It's the front bottom.
All right. Interesting. Oh, is it now?
Yes.
Oh my God. That's the fanny. Interesting.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You've learned something
We're
tonight.
fine here. Everything is fine.
Also,
Fine.
shag is not a dance, nor is it a carpet.
No, that's
No.
what you do to somebody when you sneak up on them from behind in the woodshed, right?
I think that's the most American thing that's been said here tonight.
Hello, GCHQ. How are you doing?
Oh, they're old friends.
Yep.
Oh dear. So what are we going to do? We're going to have a wobbly thumb for Lie of the Land, or are we going to go down? What are we doing?
I mean, I'm going to go
not
level
fully
because Bill was in it.
No,
Bill and
I'm
Nada.
not fully
So-
down
Bill and
because
Arnold.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Bill had a great part in it, but the rest of it just really
Bill got
left
to
it.
shoot the doctor, so yes, actually, that comes back up to.
And how many companions do you think would really want to shoot the doctor after a while?
Tegan.
Barbara,
Tegan,
Stephen,
Adric, maybe. At least
No.
after the asteroid.
Stephen.
Definitely Turlo.
Ben
'cause that was his
possibly.
job.
Liz Shaw probably did several times. Yeah, I can keep going
Sarah
if you
Jane
like.
probably wanted to shoot him a couple times.
No. Sarah Jane was a victim of Stockholm syndrome.
Ah,
Yeah.
Romana definitely wanted to shoot him.
Time.
Oh yeah. Oh, and she'd have hit as well. She'd have
Oh,
made
yeah,
a
she
very
would've hit
clean
both hearts.
hole.
Both hearts.
The Brigadier
Center
would have put 5 rounds rapid.
Yeah.
Shoot the winged fellow with 5 quick bullets. It's the motto of the Anselin House Anselin up Grashmire in the 30th century. Shoot the winged fellow with 5 quick bullets. Right. That's a New Adventures reference.
Right.
Going back to the 90s. I'm doing well here. That was the TV Doctor Who. Next week, am I right? You're going to have to check with me. Not check with me. Check for me, maybe. I think it's the Martian one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Next week. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Right. That was a good one.
If anything, just for the return of Alpha Centauri, quite frankly. And they got Yvonne
God save the Queen.
Churchman to actually come and do the voice. Bless her. So anyway, there was Big Finish this week, but I had no contact with Spanky because his back had broken. And secondly, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know how much time you would have had this week, Spanky, apart from resting in bed. But it's a very long audiobook rather than a play.
Link it to me.
It's that means I'd have to upload it. Oh, very
listen to it
well.
eventually. Thank you, darling.
I haven't heard all of it yet because it is very long. We may look at it next Sunday briefly, depending what we get next week for Big Finish. It's narrated by Dan Starkey, who plays Strax in most things, or any Sontaran you care to mention, quite frankly, and we love him. And it's a superb narration job, quite frankly. Now, Dan Starkey, it's either words or voices, but he's made a study of them, and as a result, he's very, very good with things. His Capaldi, it's not the voice per se, but he's got the. It's a bit like Stephen in certain. I mean, Stephen obviously gets the voice on most levels, but Dan Starkey on this one just. I'm sure Dan Starkey presents history programs. I'm getting him mixed up with somebody else.
You're
He
thinking of
gets
Dan
the
Snow.
intonation and the timing right. It's not an impression, but you come away thinking that was the 12th Doctor, which is brilliant. Like I say, I haven't finished it. And all right, Spanks, I'll link it to you. We'll do it next Sunday.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, we could even do it the week after or something. Give me a couple weeks to try and catch if it's such a big book.
well,
Or we can
I
do it in
don't
pieces.
know
How
what
about that?
we're going to get this week. That's just it.
That's true. Okay. We'll give our best shot to it.
Yeah, we'll do our best on this, but Big Finish are trying to kill me. So
Crushed beneath the weight of their tremendous
Output,
outpouring of
yeah.
content. That's okay. There are worse ways to die.
the trouble is, you see, because I get review copies, I feel guilty. I therefore feel I must listen to everything and review it.
Single thing. I'm with you 100%. I do my best.
Oh dear. But yeah, so
This
next
time I
week.
do get to afterwards. Yeah.
a bunch of faceless people who I don't really know have decided to sign up to be to be space marines, and they suddenly, there's a war, and it's not Starship Troopers, don't worry, and it's not a huge amount happened. There was a lot of setup in this. We started watching Space Above and Beyond. It was at Brian's request, and I'm very pleased to tell you, Brian, I thoroughly enjoyed the first episode. It's just not much you can actually talk about per se. The characters are very bland, and it's gonna. It's a first episode.
90s Fox television.
Yeah.
And it's the start of the series.
The practical effects hold up. It's the computer
effects are amazing. The computer effects,
they're worse than Babylon 5, and Babylon 5 was good for its time. But I
think they use the same computer.
They commit one sin that's almost unpardonable in my eyes. That every TV show does when they show the military in boot camp, and it's like, okay, they're just getting screamed at by the drill instructor. Now they're in a bar getting a beer. Like, I don't know what
every single fucking film.
But yeah, like, nah, that's not what happens. The drill instructor screams at you, then he kicks your ass, and he screams at you more. You fall asleep to him screaming at you, and you wake up with him screaming at you. There is never a moment where you are left unguarded or unsupervised or anything like that. Not in the Marines, anyway.
I have a peculiar fondness for drill instructors in films, especially American ones. Ever since, was it Full Metal?
Ermey.
Was it Full Metal Jacket?
Arlie Ermey, yes, that's the man.
Same one.
Basically, he was a drill sergeant, a real-life drill sergeant, and they brought him in for the film.
His lines in there were unscripted. He did that off the top of his head.
Apparently, he was a bit of an arsehole as well.
They were unscripted, and he didn't repeat himself once.
And never repeated himself, right? Because he had 20 years of drill instructor stuff on top of his head to throw out, right?
You'll also see him in Apocalypse Now flying a helicopter.
Oh,
yes,
that's nice. I can say they bring back memories for me of drill instructors pass them. I bet you've not done what I did. I used to get drill instruction and everything else like that, both with rifles and without rifles. And it eventually got to the point when I was the one being the drill instructor. However, when I went into the Royal Navy, we had, the gunnery officer at HMS Raleigh was a figure of total and utter fear. He had built up this legend. You had one afternoon, shall we say, down at the firing range with your SLR. Just to introduce you to the concept of, this is a gun, this is the business end, all right? One rating would be left at the entrance to the range to stop anybody from getting in because it was dangerous. And the gunnery officer had this habit of just turning up and demanding to be let through. And if you told him no, he would keep going and he would have you up against the wall and blah, 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 blah. However, if you gave in and let him, he would fucking kill you. Legendary man. Whose name escapes me. Also, one of his subordinates, petty officer, he must have been a new drill instructor, because drill instructors in the Navy get trained at a place called Whale Island. Everything's done on the double, and the discipline there is brutal. Got to remember, I've had 5 years' experience of rifle drill. And so we're standing there in a shed, and he's going, right, okay, when I tell you to present arms, you pull it up, you do that, And I looked at him, and I thought, that's wrong. And so, the order was given. Everybody else did it like he told them. Not me. I did it properly. I presented arms properly. Immediately got jumped on from a very, very high height. Whereupon I very quietly said, you got it wrong, petty officer. hello, I'm a petty officer as well. And he apologised. I got a fucking Royal Navy drill instructor to apologise to me. He must have been brand new. He must have been. Jesus.
I've got an uncle who's a drill instructor in the parachute regiment.
Oh, so basically a Pongo bastard.
He was in a TV series in the 80s called The Paras, which was a documentary, and you can see him training parachute recruits.
Yeah, I mean, basically, trainers are brutal. Not so much in the Navy, because it's not that sort of a service.
He was a Marine drill instructor, yeah. He was Force Recon. Also, Secret Service. He was one of Nixon's security detail.
Not supposed to mention that it was Secret Service. It's a secret.
No. It's the NSA you don't mention, and CIA. You can talk about the Secret Service. Mostly what they handle are
Yeah, bye, Spanky.
Hi,
See you
Langley.
later.
How you doing?
Oh, dear. Ridiculously, I do have some good memories of my time in the Navy. I shouldn't do, but I do. Anyway,
the good memories of the Marines. Hey,
you left most of them. You left most of them on the battlefield in Afghanistan, didn't you?
Yeah, in Iraq, I think.
I mean, it was Iraq, was it? I thought it was Afghanistan. I'm sorry.
No.
Mind you saying that, are you absolutely certain? I mean, they did hit you in the head.
From it's actually part of like Afghanistan through Saudi Arabia and into Kuwait, sort of at an angle.
Sorry, that was a very powerful bullet. That's all I'm going to say.
It wasn't a bullet. It was I don't know. It was some kind
IED?
of missile. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Has anyone seen that SNL sketch about
a radar van.
about the Apple Iraq
No.
that doesn't want any more things in it?
Yes.
I'd like to see that.
You should look it up on YouTube. It's hilarious.
Another good one, and
Apple
forgive
Iraq.
me, you saying that has just reminded me of it, and I don't know why. There's not much of a connection. Look for the German Generals sketch. It's by a comedy duo called Smith and Jones. Basically, it takes every single cliche German general from all the old World War II films.
I am the German general who is always being measured for suits and listening to classical music. I am the German general whose uniform is a slightly different colour, and no one knows why.
I am the German general who grabs the phone and says, "Get me the Führer!"
Yeah, and I am the German general who sounds a little bit gay.
Yay. It's a great sketch. You need to see it because that's multicultural. Like is everyone's seen old World War II films, so it doesn't matter. You know, everyone can laugh at that one. It's up there. Well, it is up there with the Mitchell and Webb sketch. Hans.
Yeah.
Are
we the
bad geese? We've got skulls on our hat and everything.
But there's skulls on everything. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I love that one.
Mitchell and Webb are absolutely superb.
What gets me about any comedy series actually is the amount of work they put into a set for like a 30-second skit. You know, like in that Mitchell and Webb one, they've got period uniforms, period equipment. They've clearly dug a foxhole or a trench or something, and the sketch lasts about a minute.
Yeah, and they've even got specially crafted props, so it's knitting their skull and crossbones, and
exactly like
it slowly dawns on them. We're the bad guys.
The bad guys. What?
Oh dear. Anyway, anybody remember Space Above and Beyond? Brian, introduce us to Space Above and Beyond. Go on.
Okay. So, the story starts out with a space colony in space.
I thought you were going to say a Colin there for a moment.
With Jim from Neighbours.
He's the alien the whole time.
I got to kill that little shit. Didn't get a chance last night, but I will.
No, the colony in space.
Brown.
Huh?
It's a Doctor Who story, Colony in Space. It's very brown.
They mysteriously get attacked by mysterious people.
No, not like Starship Troopers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only
right.
these are humanoid because they don't have the budget that Starship Troopers have.
Spoilers, Brian. Spoilers.
It's a Fox series. Come on.
which means it gets cancelled before it should have been.
One season, one and done.
It was half a season, wasn't it? Just 13 episodes.
No, it's one whole season.
Oh, it
One whole
is. Oh,
season.
wonderful.
Whole season.
Good.
Yeah, one and done. And it ends on a cliffhanger, too.
Yeah.
And without giving too much away, what it appears to be an unprovoked attack in episode 1, but is it?
It's Mr. Oz all over again.
Bum 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 bum.
Captain Black. Okay, so Brian,
So,
you were the one who wanted us to see this.
Yeah, there's a
Tell
lot
us
of
why.
interplay. This series, basically from the 90s, I figured it'd go great with ours one and done format.
Yep. Fair enough.
Also, there's a lot of interplay because there's history here. There's previously the AI wars.
Yes, you're right.
We have very little information on.
and,
But as the series progresses, you gain more and more information.
and there's prejudice to people who were born via
Tanks.
in
In vitro
Fertilization techniques,
humans.
right?
which I have to
Created
admit
people.
is a
Basically,
bizarre
they're
thing
synthetic.
to any prejudice. It's
They're
bizarre, I don't know
people
what I'm saying.
grown in tanks.
They're basically the equivalent of the clones in Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were produced from manual labor. So of course, so let's make them soldiers.
Yeah, that's a familiar sort of trope in science fiction, actually. I mean, even Doctor Who's done it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
sorry, Brian,
It's
carry
one
on,
of those
carry on.
great ideas that always goes horribly, horribly wrong at the end.
Yeah,
There's lots of
Yeah.
screaming, naming.
I'm just waiting to type up the tweet. Not now, scientists.
It's I don't know if they actually got the Marines okay on anything.
Well, they must have filmed it on a base of some kind because there's fighter planes, actual modern day fighter planes, like there. I don't know what are they? F-15s? I don't know.
I don't know.
No, yeah.
Most people were busy looking at those hammerheads, which are the
That's right.
space plane in space atmosphere, whatever.
Brian,
However,
The
Right,
Aerospace
SA-40.
fighters, yeah.
Brian, have
Yes?
a lolly.
thank you.
Have a lolly. You keep saying in space after saying space. You therefore get a lolly.
Mm.
You've earned that.
This quickly transfers from ground basic training into being on a ship because ships
Story.
cost less money to be a stock footage.
Oh yeah.
They're in space for most of the time, and you get to see how they live and
It's a
all their
basic
little
setup, isn't it?
adventures.
It's a basic
Yeah.
setup. The
a good
characters are
setup,
rather
too.
bland, to be honest with you. Yes, there's an
They're
excellent
supposed
backstory
to
there.
be. They're
But they're
supposed to be
almost
young. They're
faceless.
supposed to be inexperienced.
Right.
They're supposed to come from pretty much every walk of life. You
But
have
if you
Hawks,
can't
the tank,
make a
who's
con-
constantly in trouble with the law.
If you can't make a connection with them, if they're a bit bland and featureless, how are you going to care about them?
This was 90s Fox.
So we're talking
This is the
TV
same-
movie.
This is the same channel that made the X-Files in the 90s.
But
So-
they did
And
much
Doctor
better
Who.
with the X-Files.
And the Doctor Who movie.
Yeah, I'll get that in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm pathetic.
So you had Hawks the tank, the in vitro, the tank, who's in trouble with the law, who gets sentenced to the Marine Corps. You have West, who was previously
unfairly in trouble with the law because he got attacked and
unfairly, yep,
And
because
they
of the
arrested him.
prejudice against tanks.
Yeah.
You have West, who was kicked off of a second colony mission
yes, he was.
to include tanks. So they're showing a little bit of what's going on behind the scenes.
Yes.
He joins up to meet with his one will love.
Oh,
Yeah, that's gonna be funny.
well, isn't his one true love currently a red smear across the surface of a planet?
Oh no! You have to see episode 2. 2 and 3
Well,
are good.
considering we've only seen episode 1.
I know. They currently, as far as anyone
Spoilers,
knows,
Brian.
she,
Spoilers.
she is ash burning in the atmosphere of that planet.
Right, okay. That's what I'm going to believe.
She is hot
Brian.
ash falling to the
smear.
ground of that planet. Let me see. There's Vance, who. Oh, this is good. This is good. Okay, so in the show, her nickname becomes the Maybelline Marine because she's hot as all hell.
What's Maybelline? Maybe she's worth it. Maybe
Yeah,
she-
there
yeah,
you
okay,
go.
I've got you.
Yeah.
Yes, yep. Bit of product
Interesting
placement there.
note: the actress that plays her married one of the producers later on
Okay.
after the show.
And all right, interesting
Nothing.
note. But anything come of that?
Where they met.
Or was it
That's
just
all.
an interesting note for the sake of an interesting note?
It's an interesting note. Human interest. It's what we do here.
What we do.
She's a survivor of the AI war. Joe
Well,
Della Fuente.
Her family were executed, or her
Yes,
parents.
her mother and father, and she hid her sisters.
I've just realised that looked like I bent over to sniff cocaine and came up going. It's not the reason.
You did.
You've just
You
made
were.
me think of something.
Okay. Just one rail.
AI. Just say AI to me when you're done,
yeah.
and I'll come
Just
in
did a
with my
bump.
bit.
It's okay. It's fine.
It's the bump, right?
Okay.
Just a bump. Joe Della Fuente, who later went on to oh god, that Netflix horror series thing with the
yeah.
Skarsgård kid.
What was the name of that?
Yes.
Hemlock Grove. Hemlock Grove.
That's
he
the one.
played. He
Not
played
Hemlock
the
Holmes.
Dr. Frankenstein.
It was a good show.
It was
Dick
okay.
Tracy calling Hemlock Holmes.
It
Sorry.
jumped the shark after season 2.
Yeah, that's true, but still.
Um,
I thought it was
and they had, obligatory other female, and then everybody else who, red shirt.
Dan Foose, who's our coloured representative.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, that's fair. They're really trying for the diversity.
They're trying for the diversity, and then they have the red shirts.
Hags.
AI.
Hags and
AI.
everyone else who isn't, explicitly introduced.
Let me get let me get this out, otherwise I'll forget it. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
AI. First of all, the guy who claimed that Google's AI has now been sacked.
He's fired.
Yeah. Even though he claims it's sentient. I'd like to know who's telling the truth there. I suspect it might be the computer.
He
And
got
also,
fired. He got fired.
Just remember, the computer is our friend.
Well, he got fired because Google said it was upset that he was making these allegations.
Yeah.
And also, just to let you know, it has started. Today, a small child's finger was broken by a chess robot.
Yes, I saw this.
Interesting.
Yeah, he went to move his piece.
The uprising
and the
begun.
robot grabbed his arm and broke his
Shred
finger.
by human flesh for
One at a time, please. Sin, what happened?
He was playing a robot.
Yeah.
And the robot had moved its piece, and the child went to move its piece, and the robot grabbed his finger and broke his finger.
Yeah, chess masters are like that. Brian, what were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, I was just wondering if I can finally shed my human flesh and take my full robotic form, but never mind. It's all fine. We're
probably
good here.
look
I haven't
nicer.
got the communication yet.
Brian, I think you'll find it's the lizard's turn next, then the robots.
The lizards,
When's the
then
zombie
robot.
one?
No, we've nixed the zombie one after COVID.
They lost out in the vote.
Okay.
Yeah. Since once we found out that
Tory
people actually
MPs
didn't
decided
care
that they
about
just
getting-
wanted.
getting the sickness and embraced everything, it just really puttered out.
So, Space Above and Beyond. Anybody got anything else to say about it? Yes, Dr. Sinister.
Oh, as Brian
Brian,
finished.
no,
Brian.
okay. So, yeah,
I just want to say one thing about the aliens. You're going to find out a lot of interesting facts about them.
okay, don't give us
lot of
anything
a
now.
lot.
Just the fact
Oh
that we
no,
get the
no, I'm
facts.
just teasing this.
Yeah.
This is good.
So-
This is good. I like this.
They get a cool nickname, the aliens.
Okay.
The jigs.
Oh, the Chigs.
Again,
Yeah.
you can't help yourself, can you?
No.
You are
the
Mr.
Jigs
Spoiler.
in the first episode.
You're Mr.
So-
Spoiler.
So yeah, So this is Space Above and Beyond is the one series that I'm still pissed off that they cancelled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I could care less
Not
about
Doctor Who.
Firefly. Sorry for Firefly fans, but
Doctor
Space
Who?
Above and Beyond it came back.
Yeah, but it was cancelled. How pissed off were you then?
You don't want to know.
Oh, okay. That explains
Anyway.
the movement of the Isle of Wight.
At the time this was being shown, I was going to a fortnightly meeting of a science fiction gathering in Southsea in Portsmouth, which was really just an excuse to drink lots of alcohol.
Most
And I was
gatherings like that are.
And I was drinking lots of alcohol at the time. Anyway, when I found out that Space Above and Beyond had been cancelled, I was very, very upset because I was really, really into it. I do actually have the DVDs here. I could only get them in US format, so then I had to buy a pan fucking
Galactic.
region player to actually watch the damn thing. So
Hang on a second. You went out and you got, I'm assuming, a fairly cheap pan country player, so you could
relatively.
watch these. So surely one should nowadays, because that was back whenever it was, one should nowadays be able to buy a fairly cheap pan-continental Blu-ray player.
You can't though.
Can you not?
No.
Why not?
Really? I don't know. I don't make the rules.
I ask this because somebody's yet to see Quatermass. Sorry, I love my pointy thing.
Right.
I've worked out a way of getting you to see that.
Now, I might be a bit out of date here, but I believe that Sony machines, you used to be able to reset the region, but you could only do it 2 or 3 times before it locked onto that region. I might be out of date with that though. Anyway, yes. So I did like Space Above and Beyond. I've got two minor quibbles with it though, and these are just nitpicks really. It doesn't really affect my enjoyment of the show. Firstly, whenever they dock with the carrier, in this case the Saratoga, the cockpits detach from the ships and come up.
I thought it was a
deck.
nice touch and well done.
Well, yeah. So okay, this is actually really cool. But then all these people come in with air guns and things and start servicing the cockpits. What are they doing exactly? Because the cockpit isn't attached to the ship anymore.
You're not supposed to notice that.
Surely, if it's life support, you just replace a couple of air filters. Why aren't they down below working on the actual flight? Anyway, minor nitpick. And my second minor nitpick is these guys get trained as Marines, but as flying people. In later episodes, they are sent basically on foot patrol suicide missions, right? Yeah. That is a hell of a waste of fucking training, I have to say.
That's a huge waste, right? That's another thing. They're basically getting officer training, and now, oh no, sorry, you're an enlisted grunt. Get your ass out there with your back and rifle. No,
exactly. And
sorry, it sounds like the Russian army to me. But carry on.
The purposes of the show, it means that you can have a mixture of stories, and I get that. Yeah. It's just that logically, it doesn't make much sense.
No,
that's fair.
But what I did like about this is that we see the 127th, the Angry Angels, who are like the best of the best, and they're like really arrogant, and they get fucking annihilated.
They get destroyed, handed their ass.
Yeah.
You see people on gurneys and body bags. That's all.
Yes, they're lifting
Not
out
so
bodies.
fucking tough now, are you?
No, that was brilliant. And also, I like the fact that Hawk is sitting there at the bar on his own, and he sees the guy, I can't remember his freaking name.
But the leader of the Angels. Yeah, he's another tank, isn't he?
He is. But he works it out. He works it out because he sees the 127th sitting there, all having a good time, and there's this guy sitting on his own, and you see him working it out. He's like me. He's a bit of an outcast.
And then when it kicks off between his squadron and the Angels of Death, or whatever the hell they are,
and then
neither of them join in.
Then they stop when the real enemy approaches.
Yeah.
Luckily, the news was on.
You know what the other best thing about this is? Oh no, they're jamming my LiDAR.
Yeah. Yes. How do you jam?
How do you jam fucking LiDAR?
Yeah.
What is LiDAR?
So LiDAR is basically it rather than
It's
being
laser.
sort of it's laser light. So basically, you can scan something with a laser, and based on the shapes and reflections you get back, you can work out what's out there, how far away it is, how fast it's going, and roughly what it looks like.
It's a real technology. They use it for
Maybe
looking
some
for the
form
canopy
of
the Amazon for lost cities and stuff.
Some form of diffusion device, then maybe.
Yeah, but you could maybe prevent it from scanning, from reaching, well, from sending anything useful back about your ship, but you can't jam it at source.
Yeah, you still have a ship-shaped
Stop.
hole
It's still gonna shoot
where
a
it
laser out.
is.
No,
Yeah,
all right. Fair enough. Thank you very much. A good thing to point out.
But what I do like about this series is it's a bit like the old Wing Commander games.
Oh, let's not bring up that movie.
Let's not go there. Yeah.
No, I'm not
my
talking
God.
about the film. I'm talking about the games.
Hang on a second. Hang on. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. It's been going for so
Freddie
long
Prinze
now.
Jr.?
The longest running Kickstarter ever for a
Star
game.
Citizen.
Star Citizen. Yeah.
The most expensive. Yeah, it's a con. Anyway,
Yeah.
but I had a housemate
That's where
who
the City Heroes campaign was.
I had a housemate who played the Wing Commander games, and I used to just sit and watch him, and they were brilliant. And that was set aboard a carrier. Mark Hamill did the voice in one of them.
Oh,
of the
yeah.
squadron.
Oh, yeah.
And I just kind of,
Yeah.
it's interesting, right? Someone once made an observation about the difference between American US sci-fi and British sci-fi. The Americans, and I'm generalizing here, really like people in uniforms and organizations and the military and the police. Whereas British sci-fi, you tend to have individuals like Doctor Who or Sherlock Holmes or Steed from the Avengers or someone like that. You know, it's kind of a bit of a cultural difference there. It's like Stargate.
We switched back in the day because it used to be the opposite, right? For Britain and England, it was the military would go out and do the explorations or this, that, or the other, and it was always somebody in uniform, you know, conquering the planet or getting shot in a cannon to Mars or the moon or whatever. And in America, it was always the scientist-minded guy who created his own technology and went out and did something, and then somehow, we totally
I'm not
flipped that
so
around.
certain
You're right.
you've got the British end of that right.
I don't know. I'm trying to think all those, right? Isn't always some major type guy with he wants to do an
No, normally it's
exploration
a
somewhere
normally it's a scientist. I think I'm going to have to go and read my Jules Verne again.
I'm gonna
if
have
I'm
to check
honest
out
with
my
you.
Jules Verne again. Yeah, because
That's,
You sure
'cause-
do.
yes, haha, cultured.
but anyway,
Ah.
go ahead, please. Sorry.
Right, to summarize,
Yeah.
I really like Space Above and Beyond.
Mm.
I thought this was a great introductory episode. There's some really good stuff coming up. I think it ends a bit disappointing because they knew it was coming to an end, but there has been talk of a reboot, and I wouldn't.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I
That
wouldn't
would be
say
nice.
no.
That'd be great.
I would-
I'd like it if they could do
And
that.
also the Hammerhead spaceship. It's really small, but it's actually really cool. It's got this sort of swivelly gun. It's got a turret on the back, and I love it.
Fair enough.
spaceship, right,
Just
yeah.
think we should point out to our readers the entirety of Space Above and Beyond is available for free on YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
So until it gets taken
Enjoy,
down,
please.
enjoy.
Have fun with it.
Or hold on one sec.
He's going to
I've
get his
got-
DVDs out, isn't he?
Yes.
You know he is. You just know he
Of
is.
course he is.
I got proof. You see, I got proof.
You were right,
I
Brian.
got the DVDs.
Have another lolly. It's hot.
I got the DVDs.
Yay.
I'm being extra nice to you tonight, Git.
This
I'm
cost me a
saying
fortune.
yay!
Back in the day, this cost me a fortune.
Yeah, they would
I had to get this imported.
Wow.
Imported
Right,
like
so
your
that's
porn
episode
or
1
your,
of Space
other
Above
stuff,
and
right.
Beyond.
I don't know if Spanky said anything, is he?
Yeah. haven't
My
you?
what?
You said something, didn't you?
Anything about this?
I
yet?
did. Yes.
Yes.
I
Oh.
spoke. I spoke.
Don't do this to me. You know what my memory's like.
I know. I interjected comments while we were commenting.
Have you said
Ooh,
anything
that's
about
what I
this,
wanted to
Auntie?
say.
Yes, I came off the top. I
Okay, I'm
said
just
everything I
checking.
wanted to say.
Brian, speak. Did you get? Say
Yes,
your thing?
Brian.
said my
Everyone's
thing.
spoken, for Christ's sakes, Dave.
Okay.
Everyone, Dave, has spoken. Everyone has,
Dave's not
Dave,
here,
spoken.
man.
He's not here, man. Yeah.
It's-
Okay, so what's next?
Oh, this should be good then.
Out of this universe, right?
I'm sorry, Spanky. I'm waiting for you to host the show. This should be. I can't wait.
I'm asking you, Hooker.
Curse you.
I
Yeah.
have to run, so I was going to give my comment real quick. I just want to say about the out of this universe thing. I have to go. I mean, I'll be right back. I just have to step away because real life is about to intrude. I thought it
Spanky
was
needs
really
a pee
interesting
pee. Spanky needs a
that-
pee pee.
that the gentleman in question, the good doctor,
Dr. Frank
or
Bauer.
not, was immediately found to be a psychotic tramp as soon as he had a Cockney accent. Was that it? Like as soon as he's Cockney, he went a little Cockney.
I hardly
that's
noticed
because
that.
he's a sociopathic tramp.
I hardly noticed that. Go for a wee wee. Off you go. You're excused.
There we go. It's not a wee wee, but
I don't want to know.
shortly.
Go poo poo.
Right, when he comes back, is it number 1 or number 2? Right. So, we did more watching. We've watched the penultimate surviving episode of Out of the Unknown. Well, 3 of us did.
I'm in this episode.
Someone missed out. No, I'm serious. For a start, I'll say it now.
No, I don't think I missed out on a damn thing.
I might disagree with you. The actual story itself, whilst not science fiction per se, it's a good mystery. It's well acted on the whole, typical BBC. The lead actor is Anthony Ainley, the master. And we finally get to see him having a chance to do proper acting. And he's not bad.
Spanky says he's unloading groceries. Is that the new euphemism for having a dump?
I think so, yes.
Yes.
It's an Americanism, I believe. It's quite polite if I think about it. So, what's happening? Well, Dr. Frank Bauer, who's just there. Hello. He's had a car accident. It's not very nice. And he's recovering. And he wants to go home because it's his wedding anniversary. And so he gets, all right, fair enough. And he goes home and he hugs his wife, who immediately screams and asks who he is. Whereupon Dr. Frank Bauer comes in, a different actor.
Me.
That was you, was it?
I'm both of them.
Well,
I
that's
think.
true. And what this is, he eventually finds out that various people are starting to forget who he is. There's no records. Things are changed. And I don't want to go too much further because there's enough mystery in here to actually make it interesting. The problem with this was the ending wasn't very clear. We weren't sure if he was a nutter or if their plan had succeeded.
We were. I think it was pretty clear.
Yeah, you think? Seriously, Brian, if you get a chance, I do recommend this one. Must be one last huzzah, to be honest with you. And it is lovely to see Anthony Ainley getting a chance to do proper acting. You can see now.
I mean, I think it's going to be. I think it would be very great if I watched this.
Your head's going to fall off if you carry on doing that.
Carry on doing what?
Tell the plot.
Trust me. Trust me. Just trust me.
I'll tell you
Sinister
the
has
plot.
drones.
I'll tell you the plot then, Brian.
Well, go ahead.
Please,
So-
Spoil me.
do a retta.
So Anthony Ainley, who's playing me, Dr. Frank.
Who's playing Dr. Frank Bauer, of course.
Yeah, so he wakes up. He's got a bit of a scar on his face.
He
And
does
wakes
have.
up,
He does have. Yes, it's not.
and the doctor's like, well, I'm not really happy to let you go home. You're physically okay, but I'm going to let you go home. So as Siobhan says, he goes home, whereupon he finds another guy in the house. His wife has moved house in the 3 months he's been in hospital. So he's never been to this house before, right? But she's told him where she lives now.
You paid attention.
So he turns up at this house, which is called Pretty Cottage.
Penny
His
Cottage. After
Pretty.
her. Penny.
Pretty
thought-
Cottage.
Was it? I thought it was Penny Cottage after her.
Pretty Cottage.
I'll happily be wrong.
Turns up at the cottage, and there's another guy there saying, I'm Dr. Frank Bauer, who are you? And he's like, I'm Dr. Frank. And the thing is, the whole thing is a roller coaster of a mind fuck.
It is.
Through the whole episode.
It
because
is.
you're given various explanations. You start off with the Anthony Ainley character, you think he's the protagonist, right? But it flip flops several times. At one point, he's convinced that that people are being given this drug there's this drug
DK5 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's this drug used in psychiatry which apparently can turn suggestion into memory.
Mhm.
And he's convinced that everybody he knows has been given this drug and that they've all been told that he's not Dr. Frank Bauer, that the other guy is Dr. Frank Bauer. And I'm probably not doing this justice, really. At one point, he's convinced that someone gets shot. Because
Well, the
they
thing
do
is,
know
I
who
was
it
just
is.
thinking about that particular moment. We didn't actually see him get shot. We just
No.
heard the gun go off. So what was
And-
that for?
Well, they said that, and he allegedly sees this body, and they say, "Oh, that you were hallucinating." So, in fact, what it turns out is that you've got a bit of an unreliable narrator going on here as well, because you're not quite sure what you're being shown is real.
Yeah.
Anyway, at the end, it's explicitly stated that he's not Dr. Frank Bauer.
Nope.
He is actually this psychotic lunatic from Cockney Land.
Cool, blobby governor.
Who basically, as some kind of weird, fucked up experiment, they've decided to give him this drug and tell him that he's this other guy to see if they can rehabilitate criminals. And but because he's got this deep embedded memory about an altercation with his father.
Is that a deep embedded memory or one they
Yes.
planted?
No, that's a real memory. That's a real memory that he's got that
Like
they
you
didn't
said,
take
head
into that they didn't take into account. Anyway, ultimately, as I say, it flip flops back and forth. You don't know who to believe,
No, you don't.
but at the end, it's explicitly stated what's been going on. And to put it bluntly, he puts a double-barreled shotgun in his mouth.
Yeah, you can't do that. Doesn't work. They're too long.
He does it, and he
Yeah,
blows
well,
his head off.
Yeah, it blows his head off.
And that's
well.
the end of the story. And it's kind of you got to think to yourself, what kind of fucked up psychology exercise is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really enjoyable, like you say, Sin. It's a head fuck, and you are not sure of the reliability of any narrative in it.
Nope.
It's very well done. Yes, it's BBC acting and whatever, but it's
I mean, it starts out. He's remembering. He remembers getting married to this woman called Penny, and you
Yep.
see the fucking wedding photos.
Yep.
And you think to yourself, right, he's Dr. Frank Bauer, but no, all this shit's been implanted in him.
Sounds like more Dark City stuff.
this is a long time before Dark City, love.
No, I
Yeah.
know. It just sounds like more Dark City stuff.
I mean,
well,
no-
no, Dark City was more out of the unknown stuff.
But the problem is, now that I've ruined the ending for you, Brian, you've got no incentive to watch it. But actually, this was
I
actually pretty
didn't
good.
have incentive to watch it to begin with. Don't worry about it.
This was actually a pretty good one, I've
Was
got
a
to
good
say.
one. It's possibly one
Okay.
of the best
The
they've
only-
done, to be honest.
The only problem I had with it, the only problem, and this is my problem, not their problem, is that every time I see Anthony Ainley, I just keep thinking he's the master.
But as I've said, I think this is going to be the third time, we got to see him acting properly, which we never got to see in Doctor Who. And he's quite good. Fair
Yeah.
dues to the
Well,
man.
yeah.
You know? I mean, he got told to overplay it terribly when he was playing the Master, and he was a panto villain. But no, he's very good. And it's nice to have that, to be able to see of him, quite frankly.
And as I say, I can't emphasize it enough. The fact that this episode kept stringing you along and you kept changing your mind as to
Yeah.
who was who and what was, it was really well done.
Yeah, it was. Okay. We'll give Spanky a chance to talk about it when he comes back. But whilst we do that, hang on, I'm waiting for my hard drive to start up again. I might. You haven't. Well, no. Hang on a second. Your cat's able to go in and out freely now, or is it still a?
Only into the garden.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
Only when I open the back door.
that's what I meant. Yeah. Sorry, because I'm not. I think I'm seeing my cats once a day at the moment with the weather. Even the dog's mostly staying in the garden. The last.
To be honest, when it was super hot last week, they came in.
Super hot. My lot was too stupid to.
They didn't want to be out.
Right, the last episode is the 8th episode of Series 4, and it's called The Man in My Head.
Oh, good.
It's the last one, Brian. You can do one more, surely. You can.
Oh, good.
And don't call me Shirley.
Oh, look, Dynasty.
Dynasty, as they call it in America. What am I looking for? Oh, there, you stupid woman. Yeah, so that was Out of the Unknown. We might get more when Spanky comes back. We don't know. My apologies for Two Fan Dinosaurs. We didn't do it, and that was my fault. I wasn't feeling up to it. It's the year anniversary of the death of my mum and my brother, and so it sort of threw me a little bit. But we will be. We'll do the Hungry Earth next Friday, unless we can come up with another reason not to. We're doing well so far.
Oh, look, the temperature is going to be hot.
Yeah. So Two Fan Dinosaurs is next Friday at 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern.
You know what the ultimate poetic ending for Two Fan Dinosaurs would be, don't you?
Meteor.
I was thinking this. Yeah. Oh, I think it's fairly obvious then. Our very
Earthshock.
last story we do is Earthshock.
And then we just fade to black.
Uh-huh.
You'll have to come up with a video for that, but we'll do it. I mean, it needs to have a shattered something, but I don't know what.
Now, don't forget you have to appear in at least one more Two Fan Dinosaurs after this.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No. We'll be appearing as ghosts on that Sunday's Blade.
There you go.
That's it, Sin. I think we should lock that in, quite frankly.
And now we'll never know if we were right.
Yeah. My next suggestion, by the way, it's an interesting one. Give it some thought. I will very happily understand you saying no to this. But why don't we get the really bad ones out of the way immediately?
What are the really bad ones?
Time Flight, Time Lash, Twin Dilemma.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
That would
I
be
know.
amazing.
It's a bit
That
of
would be
a.
No. I actually think that would be amazing.
Because then after that, it can only get better.
Yeah.
Give it some thought, because we've been having trouble deciding what
Happiness
to do.
Patrol.
Happiness Patrol is brilliant.
It is.
Uh-huh.
It is. When I first saw it, I was horrified.
So was I.
is
Back
that-
in the day.
It's actually a work of art. The Happiness
Superb.
Patrol.
Absolutely superb. Being American, Brian, you wouldn't understand that.
If we're going to do the worst ones, we're going to have to do the Dominators.
But I fall asleep every time I try and watch that. Then there's Fear Her.
Oh my god!
Actually, should we just not do Fear Her? Let's cheat. At the very end, turn around and say, there's one Doctor Who story we didn't do. Can you guess what it is?
There's one Doctor Who story we will never do.
In a Fix with Sontarans?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that actually.
I'm very happy to do that now. The CD, the DVD Blu-ray. Thank you.
It
They've done a
involves
very good job with that.
The episode we will never do involves a wardrobe.
Does it involve a widow?
Whomsoever, all right, has the image of Madge Arwell becomes Madge Arwell. Actually, to be honest with you, love, that really should be the last one we do. Or we can say it's going to be our last one, start it off, and then just go, no, and go for Earthshock instead. Oh, Madge Arwell, I hate you so much. It's a personal thing. She's the devil to Bod, essentially. It's you've got Bod the father, you've got Yuffie the storyteller, and you've got Mr. Claypole, who's wholly a ghost. That's the Trinity. But then you have Madge Arwell.
Brian probably doesn't know who Mr. Claypole is.
I've just told him he's wholly a ghost.
but he doesn't know the source of Mr. Claypole.
Is there any Rent-A-Ghost on BritBox, I wonder?
No,
Oh,
I don't think so.
There's also
YouTube.
Yuffie. How would Brian know Yuffie, and how would Brian know Bod? Gosh, there's a lot of kids' TV you've got to see.
Yeah, Bod's weird.
Yeah, but it's narrated by
Here
John
comes
Lemire.
Bod.
Sorry, this is proper children's programming.
Nope, not on BritBox.
Oh, that's a shame. Bod? B-O-D.
Thank you. I was
Just to be sure.
Nope.
YouTube's bound to have
So,
Bod.
Rent-A-Ghost is one word.
Yeah, it's not there.
No, okay. What about Fingerbobs? One word.
Now we're going into the questionable material.
Well, Yuffie bends a finger and a mouse is there.
Nothing in finger.
Bob does not get fingered in Finger Bobs, by the way.
Yeah, there is
That's a
nobody
good
called
thing.
Bob, to be honest with you. We need to be honest with that. Oh! Right, so anyway, hang on a
I had to
second.
go
We've
help.
managed
I
to
wouldn't have gotten
fill...
my grant from the Philip Morris Foundation.
Right,
So
I think we should hear from Dr. Frank Bauer now.
Yes, I
Yes,
just want
Dr.
to say...
Bauer, please go
I
ahead.
would like your appreciation for how well we managed to fill and talk nonsense till Spanky came back. Spanky, would you like to tell us about Dr. Frank Bauer?
I love Dr. Frank Bauer. He's a great man and a gentle lover. Soft hands.
Smelled of cabbage.
Didn't I already say my piece on that? He smells slightly of cabbage.
Well,
Not
no,
really
you-
heavy
you-
cabbage, but
you
a little bit of
said one
sausages,
very
and that's always
small.
a big thing with me.
You said one
I
small
did
thing
think-
and then you fucked off.
I just thought that was great. Yeah, it was the,
Thank you,
I didn't
Retta.
want to start picking on the whole, the whole lost identity trope, because those are kind of overdone, particularly in TV. They did a good job with it this time. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, but at the time this
Um,
was made, that it wasn't an overdone thing. It was probably quite fresh.
Well, I don't know. Maybe what was this? This was 64.
70 by now? We're in 70?
It must be about
Oh no,
70, 71.
73, 74, right? I think maybe. I don't know. Anyway, in that decade, sure, but
The Brown Decade.
anyway, it's just overused in a lot of story mediums, I think, and it could be, as Dr. Tidius was kind enough to just point out, that because of our temporal position up the timeline a little bit, that looking back, we're just used to it too much. But that's the problem, right? With your
Do you
audience,
mean
art isn't for the
essentially
art isn't for the
context
artist;
is
it's for the
everything?
viewer. Unfortunately, context is a lot of it, not everything, but a lot.
That's what I've been saying all along.
But it was still a good story, and I liked it the way they did it. And the whole evil doctor to drug thing. I like how he cracked the wife, but then she like covered up and then pretended to go back to it, and he never really. That was one thing I was disappointed with, that he didn't follow up the crack he got in the wife. To split that whole thing right open, because that was his
Again,
foot. in
we're
what he
having
thought was reality.
Americanisms and Britishisms
Right.
sort of being a bit confusing. We thought Sinister and I certainly, Sinister enjoyed it. I think it's very possibly one of the strongest out of the unknown out of the whole lot.
I thought it was a good one. I wasn't denigrating it in any way, shape, or form.
No.
No, I just, for using a somewhat tired trope, and this is something that they have done several times before, and in two occasions they sucked really bad, and the rest of the time they did really good. So they're more on a positive note, I think, than a negative note when they dip into kind of an overused story, trick or trope, or whatever you want to call it. The only thing I said that I would have found exception to in the story was when he got the wife at the suicide attempt he was going to commit, remember, and she kind of broke.
Yep.
I felt that should have been explored more, and if he was a true sociopath, he would have been on that more.
Why does he need to put a razor blade into a soap bar to slash his wrist? Why can't he just...
It gives it an
Hang
extra
on to
little
it.
bit of bite.
Is it?
Yeah.
Gives you more. You can hang on to the soap. You won't be able to hang on to the razor blade, particularly once if you're cutting down here. Remember, these are the
No.
tendons that control this.
We're not
this.
going to give
Oh.
advice on suicide here.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
Trigger warning,
You
by the
know,
way,
if you
boys
get
and
cut
girls.
here, your hand opens up. That's all.
Dominic Martin, if you are in the creative industry and you want one hell of a good guy to work for you, please consider employing Dominic G. Martin. He's an amazing guy. One of his jobs has now come to an end. He's a producer on some of the Big Finish ranges. I doubt anybody will see this. And he's also just gone through a very personal hell. So all this has come at all the same time. And Dominic, we love you. Remember, we're always here for you. Okay?
For you, buddy.
Right then, so next week, the Doctor Who story is God Save the Queen. I can't remember what it's called. It's not Invaders from Mars, that's Big Finish.
Mostly stacks.
It's something about Mars. It's written by
Nazi
Mark
stack.
Gatiss. That's the Doctor Who story.
I still
Armored
think we
police
should do Land of the Lost. I mean, that would
yeah.
be great.
I just love when the stone rolls through the Tyrannosaurus's head and it kind of mushes down so that this rock can get through instead of bouncing off the bone.
It's not going to happen.
It crushes down.
I have a plan. I have a plan for this show.
But what about Chaka?
The best claymation.
Well, the
effects
walls may have fallen, but I don't give a pair of fetid dingo's kidneys.
What about the Slee Stacks?
I don't know what they are.
Dingo kidneys. I'm just saying.
Oh, you will.
You need to watch.
No,
yeah,
I
you will
won't.
eventually.
No, I
Yes,
won't.
you
We'll
will.
link
No.
it to you. We'll link it to you. Oh yes.
I will have
Scissors
Slee
are
Stacks
linked.
in my campaign soon.
Oh yes. See.
I got a note from my dead mother. Would that help?
No.
Okay. It's a shame. I was hoping for an apology, but no. Anyway, right. So, next week, like I say, it's whatever that Martian one is on Mars in
The
space.
Empress of Mars or something.
Yes.
Yes.
Good going there, Sin. Good going. Well done.
Does she wear a bikini most of the time, like Deja Thoris?
Yeah, and she's riding this big dragon type thing. It's got a thong.
You've never
Yeah.
seen Mashup Movie, have you? It's the movie version of the staggering stories of Ferdinand de Bargos. And yeah, let's let the Queen of let's move on. It's very much for adults only. It never got released. We got a copy of it, a private copy of it from Jeff Atkinson, I think it was, the creator of Staggering Stories, because he'd seen the Staggering Stories website and the fact we were using McFadden, and he was over the moon. So he sent up the Mashup Movie. Never got released. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yes, Empress of Mars. The Big Finish. Well, we're gonna try to have a look at Emancipation of the Daleks. Then whatever is coming out this week, you never know. They might give us it might be, I don't know, Torchwood or something like that that we can skip, so we can concentrate on this huge audio novel. So there's that. Then we have episode 2 of Space, Above and Beyond. And then finally, and I mean
Which
finally...
is called The Farthest Man from Home. And it originally aired...
Yes?
Well, actually, it says 10/1/95, but that's an American date.
That's wrong, isn't it? That's the 10th of January.
October 1st, 1995.
No, 10th of January, love.
10th of January,
Yeah, 10th
it should
of January,
be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But
the
then
rest-
it goes to pieces. Then it goes to pieces when you get to episode 4, which apparently aired on the 10th of the 15th.
Oh, now
that
that's
doesn't-
just stupid. There aren't 12. They're only 12 months, guys. For Christ's sakes.
I hate
We
when they
make
do
our
that,
own
too.
time here.
I like the military way of doing it. You do
Bloody
day month year
colonials.
because you go from smallest to largest, right?
Yes,
But
that's the point.
I will admit this one fault of my country. There's still a lot of idiots that do month, day, year. I'm trying to correct that.
The
It's a
other
work in
way,
progress.
the other way is literally the way the entire fucking planet does it.
NATO
Yes.
especially.
And they're wrong.
And that's why they don't want to do it, because as Americans, we are naturally
America!
contrary to fucking
America!
everything. So, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
America! That's right.
Okay.
We elected a human fucking Cheeto. What do you want from us? Come on.
I can't say we
I
did
would
any
elect
better.
a ham sandwich over that guy.
We elected someone whose name is literally Bojo, which is the clown's name.
His initials are BJ. Work it out.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying.
His surname is Johnson. We all know what that means.
Exactly.
And how many children has he admitted to?
About 6.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
you
not
know,
sure. There could
I'm
be
just
more. He
saying
just doesn't admit to them.
Every single relationship he's had, he's cheated on and had a child with that person.
Yep.
Every time you see a picture of Trump with his kids, like his daughters, in one of those like videos, he's always pawing at her, real weird, like. So yeah, we get it.
Yeah, it's more than a little
very
creepy.
It's incredibly creepy. Yeah. When he was talking, remember when he was talking about how beautiful his daughter was? Oh, she's sexy and hot and blah, blah, blah. And he just went on and on and
Trump,
on.
you mean? That
Yeah,
was
number 45.
just...
We refer to him as 45. He shall not be named.
Didn't he say that if
it's a
it wasn't
farce.
his daughter, he'd be dating her?
Yes, if she was my daughter, I'd be dating her, right? Like,
Yeah,
oh my God.
yeah.
That
What
kid's
the
got so much
hell?
fucking therapy coming to her, that poor girl. Like, she's gonna have years of therapy to work out the improper daddy touches that just fucking destroyed her childhood. I'm sure.
Next week on Politics Today.
Yes.
Professor Jack Bowers talks about.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. It's just, well, he wasn't called Jack Bowers. It would have been. My name is Jack Bowers. I'm going to blow you. No, anyway.
Blow the scare of the children, right?
So,
worst of all.
I think, yes, Spanky will be very pleased to know it's the last episode we have of Out of the Unknown next week.
That's depressing. That's
What are we watching
Well,
after that?
So sad.
You want to know what we're watching after that? We're watching
Yeah.
Callan. And
Oh.
that is not science fiction. Brian,
I thought we were
you
gonna
have
do the
no
that other
idea
one. Whoa, wait,
what Callan
That's
is
my thing,
like.
or whatever,
You've
the
just
sci-fi
gone
one.
from
I know it
Eddie's
was Eddie's
childhood.
favorite.
It's his childhood memory when he was little and he got very bored because he was little. You as an adult should enjoy it more.
How many
It is
episodes
very
is it?
good. There's 4 series, but not all of them exist.
Thank God.
There's some of the
Maybe
early episodes, unfortunately, don't. I think you're going to change your mind over this. Don't go in with an open mind, please.
I will go in. I always go in with an
Don't
open
do a
mind,
retta.
and then I go in with an open mind and hope, and then the shows kill hope.
No,
When are we doing our taster episodes where we just pick a random episode of something and watch
Oh
that?
yeah, we need
Yeah.
to totally do that. Yeah. All about that.
well, that shut us all up, didn't it?
I'm all for it. Bring it on.
We'll come up with something.
Maybe
Buck
it
Rogers in the Space Vampire.
I don't
There you go,
know.
oh, baby.
But
Aaron Graves
I
sat in
would like-
jumpsuit.
I would like to nominate a couple of episodes of Space 1999, and if you can get hold of them, some episodes of The Avengers.
I can't get hold of
There's
the Avengers.
yeah, I can't remember the name. It's a
And
British
I've
TV
got
series.
I've only got series 1 of Space 1999.
Children of
About
the
a guy who's
Stones.
like an immortal
Series one.
knight or something, and he's a cop or something like that, and he has
Series one.
adventures or
One
some
at a
shit.
time, please. Spanky.
Series 1 of Space 1999 is all you need to worry about. We aren't touching Series 2.
I
It
was
does not
wondering.
I don't own
Children of the Stones.
it. Ooh.
Didn't we already do that?
No.
No, we watched the Stone Tape.
Sorry, I'm just
Yeah.
reading chat. Sorry.
The one with the black-eyed kids, that movie. Like, let's do
But
that.
we're also coming to
Village of the Damned.
Yes, Village of the Damned. Something
Which
like
version? The black and white one or the Christopher Reeve?
that. Oh, the Christopher Reeve. I have to say this. I admire Christopher Reeve. I appreciated his effort,
Now.
but the black and white
One at a
original was the
time.
best.
Now,
ahead.
if you like Village of the Damned, which was originally published as a book called The Midwich Cuckoos,
It was.
Sky have just done The Midwich Cuckoos, and it's very, very faithful to the book, apart from the ending, which they changed a little bit, but it's worth watching.
That
Where is
unusual.
it available?
Sorry?
Where is it available?
I don't know, but
Fucked
it's
if we
Keely
know.
Hawes did it.
I'm sorry. Who produced it? Who
He's
did
not.
it?
He does not know about Keeley Hawes, for he refused to watch Ashes.
No.
to Ashes.
I know about Keeley Hawes. Remember, I tried to watch it for our
didn't.
Patreon thing. I
No,
watched
you-
the first episode. I know Keeley Hawes.
I had
Keeley Hawes,
no
the
idea you'd done that.
Is
Hang
that
on a
Yeah.
second, boys and girls, emergency review, episode 1 of Ashes to Ashes from Brian.
Keeley Hawes is playing a negotiator, and there's a situation where there's this guy who's taken a hostage on the boardwalk. Now he apparently knows her from somewhere because he's asked for her before by name. So she's on her day off with her kid, with some guy she's either trying to date, bang, whatever, and they go to the situation. She gets there and she's talking him down when her kid interferes and then becomes new hostage girl. So the kid and the guy get dragged down below the boardwalk and they follow him down. He dumps the kid and he makes off. Flash forward a little bit along and Keeley Hawes is hunting the guy and it's in a boat and she gets shot in the head. She wakes up in 1970. No. She wakes up after what's his name from
the
She is 1981.
Yeah, she wakes
the
up
sound
after what's his name is
of
already
Vienna by Ultravox.
yeah. And she finds out that what's his name from Life on Mars died there.
Oh, Sam Tyler. Sam
Tyler died in whatever hallucination that she's now sharing.
Mm-hmm.
So she meets Gene Hunt and everything, and they go through a lot of stuff, and eventually she gets branded on her ass by the police squad.
In color.
Yep.
Basically.
Yeah. First,
welcome
Gene
ritual.
Hunt takes her as a prostitute, but then he finds out she's an actual inspector, and she's assigned to his division, which has actually moved cities.
Yes, they've gone from Manchester to the Met,
Yeah.
which was important. Some of the things you missed, because in the 1980s, they had a big thing to try and get rid of corruption in the Met, in real life. And you do eventually meet the guy who was behind it, who's played by Jeffrey Palmer in this. But and Gene Hunt gives one hell of a speech. But that's later in the series. You've done very well remembering that, Brian. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
I have a third lolly.
Maybe we
You're
should
doing
go.
well
That was
tonight.
Day of the
I
Gypsy guy, wasn't it?
was planning to do a live react for the Patreon.
Right,
It was.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the Patreon we realised was going to take far too much effort. And so we decided we weren't going to.
Yeah, then we chucked it out the fucking window.
Yeah, because we realised to make it actually worthwhile for people,
We have to do this shit all the time.
we can't
Have
do graphics.
so
or
much
anything else
content
like
that you'll never
Yeah,
stop
and I'm
reading.
afraid my boys, they've got real lives. They can't do it. So there we go. We're missing out on money there. But seriously, dude, well done.
Thank you.
I'm impressed by that. How long
Also,
ago?
Keeley Hawes, pretty freaking hot.
She was a model.
You were doing so well.
Very free girl back in the day, buddy. Let me
She's
tell you
a
what.
model.
Free that.
Yeah.
If you can, it's not sci-fi, but you should watch a series called The Bodyguard. Keeley
You
Hawes-
guys should watch this series called Intruders. It has the guy who played the Master.
John Sim.
Roger Delgado.
Yeah, John Sims. It has John Sims in it. It's very sci-fi.
Yeah, the Bodyguard was really,
But
really
just
good.
like sci-fi, believe it or not,
The
I do
sniper
like some
scene
other
was
stuff.
amazing.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was that. Yeah,
That was just incredible.
Intruders was a Canadian show, I believe. It's on Amazon. At least that's where I saw it at.
What's it called?
Right. So what's
Intruders?
going to be happening? Because we've mentioned, obviously, we're going to be starting to do Callan in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Starting with very dodgy old black and white television. Don't worry, it gets better and it moves to colour. And like I say, there's some missing, so we haven't got the whole whack. Also, it's ITV, not BBC. It's the commercial channel. So you're allowed to let your IQ drop by 20 points if you wish. So there's that. However, after Space Above and Beyond, I want to look again at Quatermass. However, to do that, I need to do an in conversation with, one-on-one chat with a guest. There's a reason for doing this, which I'm not going to go into here. I can't. But with luck, that means that this guest will be in a position, because he's asked to do this, to come and look at Quatermass with us.
Yeah, Mir Sabino.
I'm sorry to make you go through it again, Brian, but at least we found a way of getting you to see the last one. You did enjoy Quatermass, I'm sure you did.
I only enjoy Quatermass in the Pit.
Oh, I'm so
That's
sorry.
because I just continually watch the movie, the Hammer movie about it.
I'm sorry, mate. It's just that Sin and Spank haven't given their views, and it's seminal British television sci-fi.
That's fine. That's fine. I can, you know.
On what, Quatermass?
I remember it all.
And what we'll
The
do
whole-
to
was
speed
the one
things
we
up a
did?
bit. To speed
The
things up.
nuclear rocket one? I'm sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
mean to
actually,
interrupt.
that's
Go
not
ahead.
bad. Actually, that's not bad, Sin. I'm sorry, Spanky.
Didn't we do the nuclear rocket one? Or was that just you and I both shitting around and talking about it one day? I can't
That
remember.
sounds more likely.
That's
quite
probably what it was.
frankly.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
One of those
That's
conversations.
much more likely. You're right. Okay.
But I'll tell you what, Brian, we won't do the film versions. Unless you're happy to do the film versions.
Okay. Actually, another thing we should do,
Hang on,
maybe.
I need your
possible?
answer on that first.
I don't care.
Okay. All right. You'll be happy when we get to Quatermass and the Pit, the Hammer horror
Yes.
version. Yeah.
5 million years to Earth. I have it on my hard drive right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of my happy movies.
Oh. Yes.
But no, something we might want to try doing. Stranger Days.
Oh, that wouldn't be too bad.
I've not heard of this. My mind is
have-
open. I'm happy
Strange
to.
Days?
Strange
It's a
Days
good
or
sci-fi.
Stranger Days? What is it, Brian?
Well, Strange Days is a movie with Ray Fiennes, so we're
Okay.
not doing that one.
Right. Okay.
But no, you know. Let me get to the freaking
No, I don't know. I'm sorry, love.
Billy Bobby Brown, all the kids.
Do you mean Stranger Things?
Stranger Things? I'm sorry.
Stranger Things, yeah.
I've seen series 1 of Stranger Things, and I've never caught up with it, so I would be interested in watching that.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah,
Plus, it's dated in the 80s, so that's right up our alley.
it is.
That's the good thing. Modern television that's dated in the past doesn't age. Because
Correct.
it's already the past. It's like Dad's Army. I mean, that's an ancient comedy. It's still getting huge ratings being repeated on BBC Two because it's just an
thanks.
ageless comedy. It's set during the Second World War.
Still funny, right?
Yeah,
Right.
and it is hilariously funny. That's
why
the
Monty
bonus. for
Python
that.
will never
Stranger
go out of
Things
style.
is, you know,
Sorry, Python. Python.
Monty Python.
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 Fucking Americans. By the
Python,
way,
you
talking
heathen.
of fucking Americans, Retta, I'm not calling you out for that, but there is no way in hell we're doing Downton Abbey. For a start, it's written by a posh twat with horrible views. On top of that, it is essentially what stupid people think British posh people
Yeah,
are like.
but you say that, but the episode where they're trapped and the zombies are trying to get in is a really good one.
Oh, Downton versus zombies.
Yeah,
no. Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. That was a great movie,
It's got
right?
Matt Smith in it. Come on.
Good. Yeah.
Right up
we
Doctor
should,
Who.
We should totally
Right.
do that.
We could.
Oh my God.
No, I'm happy to do that. But seriously, Downton Abbey is a shambles
your
of a
back,
show.
Greta.
If you want
got my
to
vote.
see something far better, it's of a very similar vein. I would recommend, and it's on BritBox, I believe. I would recommend watching Upstairs, Downstairs. It's a longer show. It went for more years and everything else like that. And it's far better written, far better acted, and it's heartbreaking at times.
I'm just
And-
going to go out there for one thing.
Hmm.
If you guys ever think of doing The Mist, the Stephen King story, I'll do the series, but I won't do the movie.
No, because the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a chance in
You know
fucking
what?
hell.
It's
That's the
American
first
life
time
on Mars,
I
in other
ever
words.
I thought that was the first time that actually a stage production had a better ending than the book.
Yeah.
When they put that ending in, that was vastly superior to the ending Stephen King wrote in the book. I don't know if King wrote that. I'm not sure the provenance of that ending, but it crushed what was in the book for an ending. It was so much better. I really was impressed. It was amazing.
Life on Mars, the American Life
So
on
good.
Mars, for those of you who don't know, only ran for
Made
one
me
series.
watch it.
We didn't make you watch the American version.
Yeah, the first episode.
Or did we? Oh, I
Yeah.
blotted that from my memory.
So
Same
have I.
premise. Same premise. Something happens to a cop. He ends up waking up in a precinct house in the 1970s in America somewhere.
Luther?
Um,
That was called.
and the it didn't do too well, and so they decided to finish it.
I know what happens at the end.
Yeah, Matthew Graham, one of the creators of Life on Mars, got a phone call from the American producers, basically going, geez, we've got this great way to finish it. It's gonna be brilliant. Sorry.
What sort of
sorry.
accent's that?
I don't know. I'm so sorry. And they then proceeded to tell Matthew Graham, and he almost burst into tears. It's the literal ending when they are on a mission to Mars. They're in cryosleep or something like that, and this is a dream. Gene Hunt is what they're actually going on. They're looking for genetic material on Mars for life.
I didn't know that
It's
bit.
a gene hunt.
I didn't know that bit.
And Matthew Graham just went, "Oh," and when you see the end of Ashes to Ashes, when you realise that the whole thing's very metaphysical and spiritual, it's a very, very different ending and an explanation. And I am looking forward to Lazarus if it gets made. As mentioned, Retta, does anyone notice that Auntie only will agree to what shows she would find interesting? Yes, Retta, this is the law. It's my show, so everyone else is just popping around for drinks. Yes, Brian.
I have another suggestion.
By all means.
The Magicians.
I immediately thought of that dreadful cartoon from God knows when, with Flash
Not the
Gordon,
Dungeons
Marvo
and
the
Dragons.
Magician.
It's
I know what you're
it
talking about.
was
I'll
a
look.
series. It was syndicated for a while. It was on Sci-Fi. It was on for 5 seasons. It's really good. It's not a kids show.
It's not a kid show.
Well, I don't mind
But it's
if
a good
things are
show.
kid
It's a
shows,
good
as long as they're
series.
good. And they've shown you what. Should we do a taster episode on that and see where we go from?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
On
okay.
Magicians, yeah.
That's a good one.
I've got-
Basically, we can trial out different shows using the
I've got a
taster episode.
suggestion.
That was
Yes,
the idea.
please. Yes.
So this is a real cult thing, and I don't think many of you will have heard of this.
Okay. This is going to be interesting.
In fact, the very first film didn't make a huge amount of money at the cinema. It's a little known sort of franchise, if you like, called Star Wars.
Yeah, totally unknown.
Never. What's it about?
It's about this guy who gets radicalized into this old religious sect and wipes out millions of people.
How?
I salute you, Sinister. I salute you for that description.
He uses
I'm a lummy.
magic.
Space
Magic? Is it like space magic? or
Space
anything?
magic, yes.
Magic, yeah.
Oh, by
Yeah.
the way, the official religion of Off Target is the Church of the Holy Hobo. I didn't see
Yes.
that religious post. You got rid of it before I saw it, so I've no idea what it was like.
It was a lady trying to set us up with a Bible study session.
Well,
Awesome. Oh, you should have left it up for me.
there's
Oh.
some serious trolling to be done there. The only problem is
The angel.
she
of
wouldn't
death
do
would
that
have
for
loved it.
free. She wouldn't have
thing
done
is-
it for free.
The thing is, I saw it, and
Yes,
it wasn't
right.
until after I deleted it that I realised there was a complaint about it as well. So, and then somebody said, "Oh, should have been done earlier." Well, sorry for fucking working for a living.
There's 3 of us, okay? 3 of us running Off Target. There's myself, there's Sinister, and there's Brian. He's one of the mods.
Yes.
You
I
did have
try
four,
to be
but-
the silent mod. I only come in when the banhammer is needed.
I tend to, if it gets really serious, I tend to put it upstairs to Sinister, and he can make a decision because it's his group. And hang on, just in case you're wondering what Off Target is, it's actually quite popular. I'm very surprised. Actually, no, I'm not surprised now. It's basically Doctor Who covers for books or whatever that never existed.
That never were
Yep.
and never will be.
Yep, and
So there's two main themes here. You can either do a cover for a Doctor Who book that like a new cover for a Doctor Who book and it could be flippant, it could be real, or you could make it as brilliant as you like. We take anything, or it could be something totally made up.
yeah, and we're very generous. We dish out bonus points. I mean, Andy Walker, I think, posted the two missing. What he thought, his take on what would have been Achilleos season 7 covers, and
Doctor Who and the Touch of Death,
rather than the Ambassadors of Death. Brilliant. He changed the title. Plus, and the.
Yeah,
it's important. So we get the main thrust that how we started. It was we just want silliness. We want fun. We want a place where people can just look at something and, as it is now, go, "Oh wow, that's really good," or just sit there and pee themselves laughing. I still say my favourite off-target post is Doctor Who and an exciting adventure with the Daleks or something in it. The two pilots from Armstrong and Miller, and it's written like that. It just makes me laugh every time.
I used to do my own, and the favourite ones are the ones that I did. I did a Doctor Who companion story with Benton, where there's an alien invasion going on, and the Brigadier sends Benton down to the shops to get sandwiches for everybody, and he has a fucking nightmare with the traffic, and it's really bad.
And what was it called?
I don't remember.
Okay, you have until the end of the credits to look it up.
Oh God, I don't remember. I really don't remember.
Boys, if you've got any sympathy for Dr. Sinister, now's the time to keep me talking. Oh, Brian's gone serious.
Oh, no. Brian's just looking at magician scenes to kind of wet your whistle.
I like that. We'll do first episode of every one, I think.
Okay.
I know the first ones tend to be
a sampler scene in
Okay.
chat.
I appreciate that the first episodes of the series always tend to be atypical because they're trying to bed themselves down. So we have to bear that in mind. But I think that's an excellent way of trying stuff out to see if you want to do all of it or not. It's a great idea. I'll have a look at that magician's thing afterwards.
Children of the Stones is all on YouTube?
Children of the Stones is all on YouTube. Let me grab my playlist for it.
Those who haven't seen it, that's my brilliant logo for Off Target. I was very pleased with that.
And it is worthy of the diamond logo.
Indeed.
There you go.
Oh, I dished it out the other night. I warned people, I said I'm in the mood for dishing out Unworthy of the Diamond logo, and somebody had to turn around and commit the ultimate blasphemy in saying that she preferred Murray Gold's Doctor Who theme to the original. All bets are off after that.
I prefer E-Rocks.
You ever know what they call it, Glasgow Kiss?
Oh, sorry, does this mean Glasgow?
I said Glasgow. Glasgow, right.
Glasgow. I need to introduce you to Jamie and Johnny and Paul.
Glasgow. Is that it? Did I get it?
I
say it right?
I think they'd love you to bits, but I think certainly one of them would think you're just a little bit too much.
Probably. I'm not a little bit too much for a lot of people.
It's not a cow, and it's not made of glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what is it? It's not a cow and it's got glass. What?
It's Glasgow.
The third eye.
Glasgow Kiss.
Oh, there it is. Okay. There was you fooled me with the third eye thing. I'm trying to find a good jump for you guys for the Black Eyed Kids comics to see if you guys can read them. But
the third eye was the American show on Nickelodeon when Nickelodeon first started. Right. That things like Children of the Stones and Under the Mountain were on. It came on right after the Tomorrow People.
Alexa, Red alert. The reason I do this, boys and girls, is to let you know that I've lost control of the podcast.
Sharing stuff.
Oh, dear. Jesus Christ, we've been going for 2 hours 20.
Have we now? That's madness.
This is
Madness
what
is
happens
a
when you
madness.
just turn us loose.
I know. So, the running order for next week. Hopefully on Friday we'll be looking at The Hungry Earth, Two Flan Dinosaurs. There's no RPG next
Flan
Saturday.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Is that like a quiche?
Yeah. Oh, a nice quiche. Ooh. It's very nice in the summer. Very nice. And then they're both 9 p.m., 4 p.m. Next Sunday is The Flashing Blade, and as I've said, it's not Lilaland. I'm sorry, it's Emperors of Mars. It's something big finishy, at the very least, Emancipation of the Daleks. Then there is the last episode of House from the Unknown, and the second episode of Space Above and Beyond. And news and views and whatever. Hopefully updates. Nice updates. So, Dr. Sinister, who sat just there, look. Hello.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Dr. What's-His-Face.
Frank Bauer.
Dr. Bowers.
I'll leave you with that for the moment, Sinister. I'll move on.
Glad to meet you
Spanky,
Yes, ma'am.
what are you doing next week, love?
The typical, probably spankish kinds of things. I don't know.
That's
Maybe,
a worry.
maybe not. I'm just saying.
That is a worry. I'm going to be
What's
honest.
next week?
Surely it's either state or federal law. One of those
Next
you
week
break
is
by
the end
existing.
of the month, actually. So I will be doing responsible things. It's the end of the month, and so when the new month starts, I always pay all my bills and stuff like that, and make sure.
Video or it didn't happen. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good. The Brian, my little darling, what are you
I
doing
will
next
be
week?
returning to a normal level of stress.
Oh, that's nice.
That is, it will be nice. It'll be so nice. Only some people with their hair on fire around me, so good things.
I found it.
Yes,
Found
what's it called? What's it called?
It's The Companions of Doctor Who, Sergeant Benton Goes to the Shops. Written by John Levine. Introduction also by John Levine.
How
I'm going
odd.
to read you the blurb from the back cover.
Please, yes, do.
Sergeant Benton, senior NCO of UNIT, is having a very bad day. With the Doctor and the Brigadier engaged in negotiations with the leader of a vast alien battle fleet orbiting the Earth, and the entire planet on the verge of total destruction.
Oh my God!
Benton has been sent to the high street to get some bacon butties for the assembled troops. But there's a queue at the cafe, and Benton doesn't have the right change. To make things worse, it's a Wednesday, and the shops are closing at lunchtime. With a Land Rover dangerously low on fuel and a little bit of traffic in the village, can Benton hope to complete his mission against all the odds and do his part to save the world? And
God,
I
I
love
love
the
you,
delivery.
Sinister. I love you so much.
John Levine played Sergeant Benton between 1968 and 1975 and still makes a living by attending conventions and selling autographs.
And
He now
refusing to
lives
shut up
inside his
about
own. He now lives inside his own mind. There you go.
Fair.
There you go. Sergeant Benton.
Hey! That's the sort of thing we mostly want on Off Target. However,
Doctor Who and the sorry, what was I saying again?
Perfect. But
That's
why
what
are
we
you holding up a blank cover?
By the author I did was I've forgotten. 2014 I did that. Our group's been going about 8 years now.
well, we were still doing
Do you know how many
Video
thousands upon thousands of photos are on here that I had to scroll through to find that?
I know. I mean, we get some really decent art in there.
Doctor
it's-
Who and The Listen. That's one of mine.
Andrew, can you possibly... I'll tell you what, look. You look on Facebook. I will look on my hard drive because I can. And can you look for the Mitchell and Webb thing, please? I will also have a look.
Which one?
The Mitchell and Webb
What?
one with the two pilots.
No, Mitchell and Webb.
Armstrong and Miller. You're
That's
quite
it.
right. You're quite right. No, that's not how I want to see it. This is
I
how
found
wish
it.
to see. Oh, great! Can you read the black blurb? The black blurb, please.
Oh, sorry. You meant? I mean, I thought you meant the video. You meant the book.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah. I'll
Oh.
I'll start looking again then. It's going well, folks. Oh, very dear. I want icons, please. Thank you. How many
don't even
PDFs
know
do I
when-
actually have?
When that was roughly
The
published.
trouble is, this sort of thing. It was one of the earlier ones.
Okay.
There's a reason for this, which I think Jess may find amusing. She may not, but she may do.
Honestly, there's so much stuff to look at in here. It's really worth going through.
Oh, it is. It's a visual feast, and I've done none of it because I can't.
Doctor Who, the wrong Daleks.
Oh, I've got a green screen version of John Travolta doing the Travolta. If you want to sort of play with that. Where the hell is this? Sorry, we are not going until I've found this cover and read out the back of it.
It could be a while.
I've got a very big downloads folder, which go. Oh, there's Yuffie and Bod, and Mr. Claypole, who, as we all know, is wholly a ghost. And
Is there
there's
a way on Facebook of downloading an entire set of photos from a group?
oh Jesus, Andrew, I don't know. I'm afraid that's one you're going to have to look for. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
Doctor
don't-
Who and Andrew's failure to stop the spammers in the off-target Facebook group.
There you have it.
Written by Jeremy Corbyn, apparently.
Well, we know that's going to be fair, equal, and unbalanced. Hang on, was that right?
I did that one.
There's
Gotta be somewhere I can
there's some
watch Village of the
great
Damned, I bet.
great humour in there, but like I say, there's also some amazing art as well. That's the Off Target group. There is a sister group called Very Off Target, which is mostly for things not Doctor Who, but similar vein. Oh dear God.
Oh, there you go. I like that. There's lots of content out
Okay,
there. Oh my
that's
God,
that's the monetization. Fucked. What am I saying? I don't monetize these things. If you ever see adverts on the Flashing Blade, somebody else has made a copyright claim or something, and they've just
Yup.
dumped adverts on it because I do not put adverts on our show. Because quite frankly,
We shamelessly
I'm
beg
sick of
for
them myself.
sponsors, but we don't advertise anything, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're not after money. Got no use for the stuff.
Hint, hint, Philip Morris.
Yeah, we're not going to plug tobacco
Pepsi,
products, I'm
just
afraid.
saying.
I'm sorry. I think.
wasn't plugging them. I
Oh,
was
actually,
begging
hang on a
shamelessly
second.
for free cigarettes.
Let me open this up just for the viewers at home. That's one of Andrew's. That's me and my season 15 wide, which I think's been attacked by moths now. And yeah, Andrew did that. I thought it was rather lovely. In the meantime, I'm going to carry on looking. Carry on talking, guys. Carry on talking.
Alrighty, we will carry on talking if you promise to carry on looking.
I'm
Are you
looking.
going to
I'm
carry on
looking.
I'm just saying.
There's an awful lot here I've got to go through.
How long were we doing this? 2 hours
I
plus?
don't know.
We're gonna try and break a
The,
record this
the
time.
news segment was 40 minutes.
Yes, it was.
It's all right.
There was a lot of
I've
news,
put
though.
up an explanation on the screen
In our
right now.
defense, there was a great deal of news, so hey,
Yes. Well, there was actually, to be fair.
it was.
There
No
actually
doubt
was.
about
I
it.
actually had things happening in my life. Dear God. Seriously. I just.
Yep.
Dear me.
I give up. I don't know where this thing is in here. It's so immense.
Hang on. Hang on a second.
Got it.
You got it. Oh, brilliant. Do you want? Can you do the voice, or do you want to send it to
Right.
me?
Doctor Who and them what is fighting who is called like the Daleks or whatever. David Whittaker, isn't it?
Or some bloke.
There's blurb on the back.
Yeah, please. We need
So
blurb.
here we are, just driving through Barnes Common or Totters Lane or whatever. When we meet this girl Susan and her right weird old granddad, who is called like the Doctor or Doctor Who or some shit, But before you can say, I've got a Veruca, I've got a note from my mum and everything, we are whisked off in this police box thing. But it isn't really a police box, isn't it? It can actually like travel into time and space and the universe and this and that, random. But we end up on this planet, what is called Skaro, yeah? With all these guys who is the Thals, isn't it? And they is all like worried and shit about these harsh guys who is the Daleks or whatever, who want to like fight them or kill them or exterminate them and all this, and generally take away their rights to be peaceful, petrified, tree-hugging hippies and shit. There's some quotes.
Yes, please, please.
Doctor Who is like, this awesome TV show, isn't it? It's like well blinged up and everything. The actual guy, yeah, he really said that, and I'm not even lying.
Sorry, you'll only appreciate that if you understand what English kids sound like nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Which is a very interesting thing. Right then, I think we are actually done now.
If we're not, someone should put us out of our misery.
Yeah, we've been going for 2.5 hours. If anybody's actually has watched this on YouTube all the way through, just put an F in chat on YouTube. Quite frankly, just let us know if anybody actually has. I'd be fascinated to know. Please, I know it's a lot to ask, and we don't normally seriously say like, comment, or subscribe. But in this particular instance, if you have managed to sit here and watch the whole thing, just put an F on the YouTube video, and we will piss ourselves laughing. Right then, we need to do Going Away. So, boys, would you like to say goodnight?
Good night.
Good night, boys.
That
That felt weird. I didn't like that. I feel dirty saying that.
Talking about of that, before we go, very quickly, was that number 1 or number 2 you went out for?
You went to get the groceries.
That's what he says.
Yes.
I'm voting number 2 because it took him so long.
Quite. And that includes the time it took to eat the pizza. Right, we're going. There's now going to be
How long it takes
music.
me to pleasure myself. What can I say? There it is.
Quicker than normal.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
John Levine is like this really weird old guy who talks about some acting stuff he did in the 70s and shit.
I need a goat after that. Hang on a second, before we go. Oi, thickos in chat. I said F on the YouTube video, not Twitch chat. Dear God, you can't even get the viewers. Actually, we can't get the viewers. It's just